Hello and welcome to Zaxria. We are back for another night at the Not So Round Table. We want to thank our most recent follower, the Nat 30s. We appreciate it, and everybody's continued support, getting the viewer count and such up. We are right there at affiliate, and I'm sure before the end of the month we will have achieved it. So thank you for that and all the support and your continued support. So please also be sure to check out the YouTube, because all of the VODs up to episode 60 are on there right now, along with podcasts, other RPG games like Cyberpunk, and a different setting for D&D, which is Icewind Dale, run by Deleuze. But nonetheless, we have some stuff that we have to get through, at least for today, to set up next week. So we're going to dive right into this. So, last you guys had left off, you were heading to Teneveth with a current tiefling individual in your custody, someone that you had found in Bamor, an individual that was, you're not 100% sure exactly what was going on, but you have a good idea that they were trying to create another portal to the fourth layer of the Hells, since the other one was currently, I guess you could say, defended by paladins and priests of Ephiel and paladins of Beltha. But you guys took him to Teneveth in order to try and get some information out of him and let the High Priestess know what was going on currently. After doing that, arriving in Teneveth, you found that there was a battle wagon with some paladins of Moradin, not Mordor, that were not residing there, but they were kind of camped out there for the time being, awaiting your arrival. High Priestess Kylaria had told you that the paladins of Baltha were spread pretty thin, along with the Priestess of Ephiel, so that there was no really aid that she could give you directly, but she had reached out to Yoldgard, and they had sent over who they could. You have in your current company Brother Largus, along with Jarby, Greem, and then two twins, Hyde and Heidi, all paladins of Moradin, and a pretty good time thus far along your travels. You decided that it would be time to take the fight to evil instead of waiting for it to make its plans to come at you. You're heading to Nisai to go and deal with the Harbinger, who is within that port city there. You are currently within the desert, but you traveled through Arkanoria by getting a favor, kind of evening the score with Tregadir, as he said, if there even was a score to be evened out. But nonetheless, you made travel pretty quickly to Nisai, not the actual city, but the Nasayun Desert, where you are currently walking around in search of Zeke. Actually, is where you're heading right now. You're not heading straight to the city. Zeke is, from what some of you, I'm not sure 100% who knows entirely, I think it may just be Muldrak. Yeah. Other than Muldrak, I don't think anybody really knows. But you are heading to find Zeke, who is Ezreal's brother, from what he has told you. Ezreal, you had a vision that was brought to you. You're unsure how or why you even received the vision. But through also using your scrying mirror that you were lent by Muldrak, you were able to see Zeke on a ship that crashed aboard some sort of sandy beach. And based on a constellation that you saw inside of a vision, you were able to find out where he would be with Connor. So some real detective shit going on there. Nonetheless, though, you traveled through the desert in kind of this southeastern heading to try and get to the coast. But you guys, actually southwest, my bad, not southeast. You guys started heading southwest to get to the coast of the desert in order to find where Zeke could be. You're hoping that he stayed on the coast and tried to walk that way, but you're unsure at this time. But along your way, you were surrounded by seemingly what were like sand tornadoes, but then it was very obvious that they were not sand tornadoes, and they continued to try to act like sand tornadoes, but it was very obvious that they were not such. Skip sprinted forward into the fray currently. You can switch over to the combat scene. Skip sprinted in towards this kind of grouping of three people here, and then when he sprinted in, kind of got tossed to this backside from the force of all of the winds and tornadoes there. Neris got tossed to the side, Zarvrex got kind of sucked in and then slammed down, and then Ander got launched over to the side as well. They all kind of got spread out from the way the tornadoes were spinning, and you can see that it's very obvious that the winds around you are not what are controlling these tornadoes. It definitely seems that the creatures that were within them are a direct source of what they are, because some of them are spinning clockwise, some are counterclockwise. There's no actual natural look to them other than, them appearing to be some form of a tornado. There's sand that's caught up within it, and you can't see any of these individuals. You can't see this person, this person, this person, this person, or this person. You can only see this one because he dropped the tornado and jumped out of it, leaping at Moltrak, going to take swings at him.
Would Zarbrax have taken damage from that slam?
Yes, everybody actually that took the fall is going to take damage. Everybody would have taken 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, well he's not raging, so...
So,
okay.
With that, we are going to roll initiative. So while you're rolling initiative, Anders back here.
Oh,
while you guys are rolling
damage
initiative, yes.
Okay.
While you're rolling initiative, the dwarves, all of them pretty much have the same health pool.
Okay.
They all have 80 health, aside from Heidi, who has 75. They have a lay on hands healing pool, each of them of 50 healing points. They also have spell slots where they can cure wounds. The only thing is that the way that I'm using it is that they can pretty much do cure wounds or divine smites. I'm not like spreading it to like a full paladins where they can do all sorts of crazy spells, because it's a lot to keep track of. Yeah. So essentially they have spell slots equivalent to be able to do cure wounds and divine smite. Heidi, however, has one spell slot for the heal spell that she can use, but her lay on hands pool is 70 instead of 50. So she's more like healing based than the rest of them.
Cool.
These two up here would be Hyde and Green. They each have Warhammer and Shield, as you already told before. He has a large maul that he uses, and then Jarby has 2 Warhammers. Yeah. She has like pretty much like a Morning Star and a shield, but most of the time she's holding a book in one hand. Yeah. Now, the creature that you see before you that has jumped out, you can see that the head is this kind of sickly tan looking color. It almost has like a gray tint to it. They are wielding katanas. The katanas themselves don't appear to be made of metal, but like a very light colored bone that almost has metal inside of the bone. It's a little strange looking at it. It doesn't seem like it was created that way. It seems like the bone itself has like little fragments of metal within inside of it. The armor that they wear is very, very light, not just in like the color that it is, but the weight of it. It looks like some sort of a possibly like scale type of mail, but from like some sort of a thin armor or thin armored creature that they took it from. They have shoulder pads that have these like tusks or bones or teeth hanging out from the shoulders. They have sashes on. This individual that you can see doesn't have like this flag on his back, but he is wearing a helmet that you can see. But they are all armed the same. This guy is just like an extra mini, but he looks like the rest. You know, he doesn't have like these chain whip things. He just has swords in the same kind of getup that all of them do. So, with that...
That's just his tornado in front of him?
Yes, so this is his tornado in front of him. This is his... They each have one too, but I'm just using these to represent these a little bit better. I'm going to set down some little circles to use those two.
Good.
And then I will roll initiative for them, and we'll get the count going. So this will be his tornado, and his tornado.
Regular bumpy shields.
Okay, let me roll this initiative really quick. Okay, not great. Not great at all. Then I'm going to roll for... and for them, they're going to all act on one turn instead of being, like, staggered out, because there are 5 of them. And I'm just trying to... Okay, so... Strange how that worked out. They're probably going to go... No, they won't, because their dex isn't that great. Alright, so... Anybody got 25 or 20 to 25? 25 to 20, 23 for Azrael?
Yep.
21 for Connor.
Okay. And then the dwarves are going to go after you, Connor.
Okay.
Got a natural 20 with them.
Nice.
Okay, after the dwarves, 20 to 15.
I got an 18.
Okay.
16 for Ander.
If that music is too loud, tell me. Okay, 15 to 10.
12 theirs.
12 for Zarvarex. Maris will go first. She's got higher dex.
And then Skip, I'm assuming? Okay.
9, sorry. With this plus 1.
Alright, I rolled a natural 1 for their initiative.
Sounds good.
So they're definitely going to act last.
Keep that up.
This guy is going to take the attacks, though, from the initial, like, springing out towards you.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not a surprise or anything, but
That's
it's just him initiating everything.
They ran up on us.
We're going to do... they make... Pull it up on my phone. So, to hit on 2 of the attacks, 2 of the 4 attacks that they get,
Oh, cool.
both of them are 21.
Yeah, they both hit.
Okay, and then the next 2, 22 and 25.
They both hit.
All right,
All 4 hit.
we're going to take... Can't do math right now.
Me either.
42 points slashing damage amongst all 4 attacks. You can see that the speed at which they kind of take their swings are very, very fast. They don't seem like they're just kind of hack and slashing either. It's very deliberate. The first swing goes straight across your chest, and then the other one, he actually slices past you and then pushes the blade in and pulls across, swings one up, and then takes both of them and slices across to where he does quick slashes into your body. You can see blood dripping from the white fur. After that goes, we're going to just start combat off. Azrael, you were up.
Alright. Seeing this man jump out of his tornado at Muldrug, he's in a reactionary, not spending a reaction, but
Right.
like reactionary, unbuckle the crossbow off the side of his bag,
Okay.
pull it out. He's in bonus action to put a right on it,
Okay.
cold one. Take 1 damage. And he's going to quickly let loose 2 bolts at him.
Okay, go for it.
21.
21. Okay. He is going to... No, he can't do it because it's not enough. Go ahead.
Alright. So, D8 normal and cold. That is 13 piercing and 5 cold.
Okay.
And then the second shot is a 29.
It's for sure.
That'll be 10 piercing and 7 cold.
Okay. Okay. Ezreal pulls the crossbow out. It already has a magazine in it, as is like a repeater crossbow. Points it forward and 2 quick shots, each of them hitting on like the right side. One slams through the shoulder pad that's there, as the armor is not very thick or sturdy. Like I said, it's kind of lightweight. Slams through. You can see a little bit of blood squirt behind it as the second bolt slams right underneath that one, probably only a few inches or so. After Ezreal, do you want to move it all or anything?
Nope, because I
Oh yeah, right. I keep forgetting about that. All right, so you are staying there. Connor, you're up.
Alright. Connor's going to bamf his staff out, and then he is going to look towards the enemy that slashed its way into Muldrak.
Okay.
He's gonna point the staff towards it and use Blight.
Okay.
Con save.
Right.
Yes.
It's a 16.
Fail.
All right.
Alright. 8, 16, 24, 31, I have one more, 33 necrotic damage.
Okay. All right. the wound where the bolts are buried into the shoulder, you watch that part of the shoulder start to just kind of get carved away as this like black hole type energy just makes a hole in the wound, and the wound is so deep enough that the bolts just fall to the ground and kind of clank around because it just carves into it. You can hear it kind of like letting out this guttural kind of screech. Do you want to move?
Just like two spaces towards yeah.
Gotcha.
That's it.
All right. After that, the dwarves are up. These guys are just gonna like flank around this way.
Hey, let's go.
As they walk up, you watch both of them kind of like running around, looking at each other, and then they both swing in unison, like one to the back and one to the front. They're gonna make their Warhammer attacks, and they're gonna miss both. Second Warhammer attacks. They both go to swing, and you watch the.
You can't win them all.
I'm finding
Take the
weaknesses for the enemies.
katanas and hold the warhammers in place, and then flourish them back to where the warhammers flip and slam out of the way. I rolled 2 natural ones with that. That wasn't good. So hopefully that's the last of the natural ones. So as the warhammers kind of flip and flourish to the side, they like look at each other and then take the shield and hold it up to them as they slowly start to kind of back up towards the warhammer to pick it up. But they do retrieve their weapon. After that, this man is going to charge forward up here. He takes the maul. The maul's still sitting on his back. He hasn't pulled it off yet. Just kind of like turns around, walks up nice and slow, and then grabs it right off his back and takes a swing with it at the same time. Okay, that one will hit. The second one will hit for sure. My D6s for the maul. Okay. Does 8 points of bludgeoning damage. He takes the maul the first time, and as he does, directly from the creature sitting there and flipping the warhammers to the side, he takes both katanas up and holds them in front of him, catching the maul. As he slams it this way and misses, he takes and grabs it, pretty much just like lets it go, re-grips it, and then swings it right back up into the chest. There's like a... After that, this guy's gonna go a whole thing. And that's it. Actually, he's gonna stay here if I counter and protect him. 15, 20. She's gonna help Andrew up to his feet.
Yes. That's nice.
All right. Yeah, that's all they're gonna do. Moldrak, you are up.
All right.
Andrew's on deck.
Can I get in between the guy I'm standing in front of and this guy with the red circle on him?
You want to go here?
Yeah. Would that put me in both of their melee ranges?
It would. Yeah, I think you would be. Yeah, you can go through these two. Go
Or
here.
just step over the dwarves?
Yeah, you can get right here.
How far is the tornado going out around them?
Yeah.
It looks like it's about 10 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, so you definitely are.
In there.
Yeah, you're definitely in it. It's not going to happen immediately, but it will happen at the end of your turn.
All right.
If you end your turn within it.
I'm gonna. All right. I'm going to. I'll just set up one of the hammers with frostbite. I give it a squeeze, and water crawls up the hammer and freezes.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take some swings at the same guy that the dwarves are attacking. Are we flanking him at this point? I don't know if he can be flanked.
He cannot be flanked.
Okay. Either way. Just take the... Here's... My blind. Frost. Oh, there it is. Okay. Alright. Well, I'm gonna take some attacks. Natural 19 for 32.
Definitely hits.
Second one, natural 20.
Nice.
So, it's going to have to make con saves, I believe, for the frostbite.
15.
15, it's a fail.
Okay.
So, on a failed save, the creature's movement speed is halved, or until a successful save is made at the end of their turn. And they take a d6 of frost damage. So I'll go ahead and roll.
Okay.
It's going to be 10 points of bludgeoning and 6 points of cold for the first one. And then the second one is going to be 14 points of bludgeoning.
Okay. With the first swing, you slam into the back, and as you hit with the frostbite, it kind of starts to crackle across the back.
I didn't double the damage for the frostbite one. It would have been doubled to 2 and 12. So 2 bludgeoning plus, 2 plus 9. So 11 bludgeoning
Okay.
plus 12 cold. Sorry, I forgot.
No, it's important because it kills him.
Oh.
So you take the first swing, and as it slams into the back and actually starts to like spread across a little bit, you just kind of flourish the hammer one more time and slam as hard as you possibly can. The shoulder that's already kind of like just carved away from the blight spell that Connor had casted, you hit into that same kind of spot, and the shoulder just bursts off. A pool of blood kind of slams to the ground, and he goes to like reach out and pull a little bit, but he just can't go anywhere. He just dies instantly.
And I'll
So I'm gonna actually
turn to face the guy behind me
Alright.
and brace for the tornado.
All right. At the end of your turn, I need you to make a strength save.
Yep. 24.
24. Okay. You can feel the winds trying to pick you up off the ground. You're not having to like step and like hunker down like there's some crazy blizzard or storm, but the wind's pretty intense. You can feel it pushing your fur. Things that you're carrying on you are kind of blown to the side a little bit, but you're able to stay in position and not get tossed to the side.
Got it.
All right. After that, Anders up, and then Neris is on deck.
Alright. Ander looks towards Heidi.
Uh-huh.
Thanks for picking me up, but I didn't need it. And closest tornado to him, he's just going to try to throw his cards at it.
Okay. This guy here?
Yep.
All right.
Disadvantage?
His attacks are going to be a disadvantage to
Yep.
hit the creature on the inside.
Alright. Think I won't miss.
Where you go, miss?
It's plus 13.
He really does. 18.
18 hits.
Alright. How many? He gets 3 attacks. So, 2, 21, and 16 misses, I take it?
Yeah, 16 does miss.
Alright, so he hits 2.
Gets fire damage from his cards? Is it a d6?
D8.
A D8.
Oh, okay.
So,
Frostbite.
so it is 15 piercing, 3 fire, so 18. I don't know if the damages mean anything.
It
If
does.
Not, okay.
It does. You notice that the fire does not seem to affect them as much.
Okay. And then
You said it was
9,
what?
15 piercing,
And 3
3 fire.
Okay.
And then 9 piercing and 3 fire.
Okay.
And then Ander is going to move that way. Full movement, 25 feet.
25.
Yep. So
As he
as
gets up
he's
and
running, he's
starts looking behind, throwing the cards. The first 2 slam through and hit. You can see that the fire kind of like explodes a little bit. The wind is pushing it all around. But the cards seem like they're having a hard time penetrating. And you imagine with most range attacks, it's going to be a little difficult to get through there. The third card that goes to hit is actually it doesn't. It's not thrown hard enough, so it seems like the wind just kind of throws it to the side, and then it flourishes in blue energy before reappearing back at its side. All right, and Neris is up. Then Zarvrex.
Stand up.
Okay.
Bonus action dash.
Okay.
So, be 45 left. So I guess, I don't know if it'd be like metagaming, but I would imagine shoot an arrow into a tornado, because that doesn't sound like it would ever work. But
Yeah.
without knowing that, I actually have a chance.
I wouldn't say it's meta. You don't have to shoot if she doesn't think it's gonna go through.
Yeah. So she's just gonna hold an action to shoot an arrow at the first person that pops out of a tornado. As you can see.
Got it. All right, she's back here. Got it. Okay, Zarvrex is up, and then Skip.
Zarvrex is gonna stand up.
Okay.
He's gonna rage.
Yep.
He's really pissed that he just got thrown up into the air from a tornado,
Yeah.
so he's gonna run straight into the middle of the closest tornado to him.
Right there.
It doesn't sound like it.
Does he see a guy in the tornado?
Yeah, he is capable of getting inside of the tornado to the guy. Just kind of, the guy's probably a good 3 feet off the ground, like at the base of the tornado. There's like a heavy amount of
He's
wind.
gonna hit the guy.
Yeah, go for it.
He's gonna reckless too.
Okay.
So he gets 3 of these guys. This one's actually cocked. Alright, so 14 plus 10. 24 to hit.
24 hits.
Alright. And I'll just roll right now.
Yeah, please do. You gotta make a concentration check for the tornado.
Oh, okay, that's for his rage. Makes sense. 10 damage.
10.
Yeah.
Succeeds the save
Alright.
there.
He's gonna hit him again. 23 to hit.
Hits.
And that is 19 damage. How many attacks
Also a
does he
success.
get?
You said 19 damage, correct?
Yeah. Let me see how many attacks this guy gets. I think it's 2. Extra attack. Yeah, he only gets 1 extra attack. Okay. And then he's going to zap him.
Go for it.
You gotta roll a dex save. Or con save. Or
I think it's
What?
Dex.
dex.
13.
Fails.
Alright.
So 2d8. 6.
Okay. Bless
6 lightning damage.
you. Alright. Zarvex barrels
Does he
forward,
have to make a save
holding
for
the
that
axe. Yeah, because the thing's still up. Strength save, please.
Oh, you gotta make a save.
Oh, from the lightning, yeah. You gotta make one first standing in it at the end of the
He has
turn.
advantage for rage.
Yeah, 'cause 14. Yep.
So, tornado save.
Yep.
Well, since he has advantage, he gets to roll another one. 19.
Success. Alright. Barrels forward, screaming his head off, lightning arcing off in various directions until you see him kind of just focus it towards the axe. He swings, he just charges into the tornado and just swings, not even looking at where the individual is, but slams it into the leg of him. It goes through the armor a good amount, there's blood pooling down, he pulls the axe once more, and then just slams it forward again, causing another wound into like the midsection. The lightning arcs up and forward. You can see the individual inside of there is like trying to flourish the blades down at the same time to block the attacks, but he's just like pushing the katana out of the way as he's slamming into the individual that's floating there. Alright, Skip is up.
I'm gonna stand up, first
Alright.
of all.
Good idea.
Yep, Did he charge at the one we killed?
He like charged into all of
He
them.
charged in all 3 and it was just
Oh.
like launched him, yeah.
Alright, he'll just make his way to the closest guy then, with the little white clear tab around him.
Okay.
And he's going to just kind of take regular attacks for now. He draws the sword, Does he have to activate this?
I think it's a bonus action.
Okay. Yeah, as a bonus action, he'll go ahead and activate his shield.
Okay. Starts floating around him.
Is it like a once? You can just do it.
I think it lasts an hour.
1 minute.
Oh, it's a minute.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if he can reuse it though. Yeah, it's whatever.
As long as it doesn't say on there that it like resets or something.
Yeah, there's no. It just is animated for 1 minute until you use a bonus action to end this effect. Until you're incapacitated or die. At which point the shield falls to the ground or into your hand if you have one free.
Yeah, so we can just use it.
All right.
Competitively. Just has to
Throws
use the
it
bonus
up.
action.
Says the command word. Charges in and takes a swing down into this individual.
All right.
15.
15 does not hit.
All right. It's gonna take another swing. Even worse. That one misses too.
All right. You don't see it immediately, but you notice that the individual that is kind of like floating above the ground, he actually has like one toe at the bottom that's on the ground, that's kind of touching it barely, and it doesn't seem that he hears or sees Skip, it's almost that he feels him behind him, and then just pivots on the toe inside of the tornado. The tornado's still spinning in the direction, but the wind that's at his feet just kind of moves him around in there, and you can see that he has some sort of control over it. As Skip goes to come in, he turns around and takes the one hand with the katana, and then just quickly deflects the two swings coming at him. And now it is their turn.
Strength save?
Strength save for Skip. He actually has advantage when it's just one tornado because he's so damn heavy.
Cool.
The only reason he got launched with a normal save is because he ran into the middle of all three.
That is true. Strength? Plus 2, I guess. 16?
16 is a success.
Plus the wisdom bonus or whatever, the charisma bonus.
Oh, right,
Saving
for
throws.
his saves. So it would be 18.
Yeah, for sure saves.
Right.
Okay. So, starting out, this individual is going to actually jump out of the tornado, and the tornado is still there.
So, get shot by Nares.
Oh, yep.
Natural 20.
Fuck yeah.
Like the 8.
Right in his eye.
13 damage.
13 damage. Okay. As he pops out, Nares takes the bow and just, before he even hits the ground, it slams into, like, kind of sticking out of, like, the rib a little bit. Doesn't seem like it hit anything major. It almost looks like just some crazy kind of flesh wound. But the guy doesn't even get to get his feet on the ground before she already reacts and throws it. It's like her eyes are just focused everywhere, and then the second somebody sends the arrow over. He drops down and starts to run in this direction, and you can see as he jumps and flies this way, he actually doesn't seem to be looking, but seems to be still controlling this tornado that he pushes this way. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Come on in here.
He's going to take his attacks against Skip,
Yup.
which is going to be 4 katana attacks.
Ooh.
Actually, no. He's going to run over to Skip. Seeing that he is very metallic,
Uh-oh.
he's going to kind of
Uh-oh.
spits. You watch on the sides of the neck, it kind of like vibrates really quickly, and there's this dark blackish green acidic spit that flies up and slams into Skip. So, if you would, I need you to make a Constitution save for Skip.
Okay. I'm gonna count it. I'm laying it on top of dice, but it's whatever. 11?
11.
Yeah.
That is a fail.
Yeah.
So immediately, he's going to take some damage.
Yeah. That's usually what happens when you get acid spit on you.
Yeah. Why don't I have any D4s? Got a D4 there?
Double.
You don't need these for anything, do you?
Well, not then.
So he takes 9 points of acid damage.
Yup.
Yup.
Anything else, or should I just...
And currently it hasn't done anything, but you can see that it is spreading pretty rampantly.
Okay.
It seems like it has hit the metal and has just started to kind of like eat away at it. You can
good.
kind of see a little bit of a hole forming there. Skip is reacting to it. He's like wincing and kind of making loud noise. You'd imagine that it is probably much more excruciating to somebody that has a lot more nerve endings and sensation as opposed to whatever sort of magic that allows him to feel pain. But there is acid spit on his left shoulder.
You can wipe it off?
As an action, yes.
Okay.
But you're taking an action and you kind of have to make the DC, and then when you get the DC,
Got
it
it.
comes off.
Okay.
It's not just like an action and then it goes away.
That makes sense.
Okay. After that individual, the spit you can see doesn't come out in like this like spray. It's like it's almost like a projectile, like in a line.
Loogie.
The individual here is going to turn around and push his tornado this way to right here.
I'm trying to eat it.
So he's gonna make his 4 attacks against. Yeah, right. Make his 4 attacks against Skip.
Alright.
I would call it a multi-dwarf
So
cannon.
got a 26 and a 29,
Both of those hit.
and 17 and 13.
The second 2 miss.
Okay, so that is 26 damage.
Total?
Yes.
Alright.
Wait, hold on. I don't think I did math right.
Alright. Go
16
again.
plus 11. 27.
Okay. Got it. So, 30,
And the dwarves have to make their saves. For Grieve, that's a natural 1. And
Damn.
a natural 1. I gotta stop doing this, man. This is fucked up.
Yeah, we're really scamming these dwarves.
I really am. The only thing
These
I
are the
rolled a
dwarves of
natural
Mordor.
1 for their initiative, though. I gotta see which direction they go, though.
That's fair. Oh, this is fun.
Hopefully they don't get yeeted into the other one, you know.
Hopefully one of them gets yeeted on one of these guys.
Hopefully they don't get yeeted into me.
Go from one tornado to the next.
That'd be kind of fun.
Does anybody see that directional die?
I thought it was over there, but maybe it's on the table somewhere. Under here. See it under there?
No.
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 It's under here.
Nope.
Is it by the front of the table or something?
No.
Is it with Skip's dice?
Oh, man, it might be.
It normally has like a pile over there.
Mm-mm. Those got cleaned up. So with Anders.
The one time I'm super excited to use that fucking die.
Right.
I'll find it.
Alright.
Give me 1 second.
Take your time.
Oh, I can tell you it's not in here.
I really don't want to just dump these, but
Dice ASMR.
okay, it's not in there. Where the hell did it go? You know what happened?
What?
My fucking cat probably took it.
Probably. I'm gonna check my dice bag just
Oh,
in
that's why I
case.
used it when I played Cyberpunk.
I thought so too.
Yeah, so that makes me really think Tito fucking joined it.
Is it on the side there?
I
Is it?
checked.
Behind?
Under the screen?
Pushed out anywhere, so I don't think so.
No clue.
You go, Tito.
It's not in my bag. I don't know why I would have picked it up and check it anyway.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever used that die, so.
Okay. Just gonna roll a d4 and then
North, south, east, west.
Yep.
pick a direction.
I got tattoos on my chest. Except for Larry.
Okay. So, he is going to go this way. And he is going to go this way. The tornado is still there, though. They'd each take 2d10. going to be 10 to Largus and Green.
This guy,
All right. You watch them get thrown to the sides as this guy in unison is like attacking into Skip. This guy here is going to push the tornado kind of onto you, so it's like on the center of you, and then just kind of circle you and like take swings at you. He's like poking in through the tornado. You can see the tornado spinning, and then there's like this gap that opens up for him to see, but it doesn't look like he really needs to see. It seems like he can sense where you are just based upon movement.
Is that considered a spell when they move it?
When they move it? No, only when it's like activated, and it's kind of
Just curious.
It's not really like a spell, but it's kind of treated as such for like the concentration purposes. That's probably about it.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like arcane or anything like that.
in regards to that purpose, would I get advantage on my saves from being thrown by the tornado or no?
For
He has
I have armor of magic deflection.
no, because it's not really like arcane.
Okay. Well, I mean,
It just seems
I would
like
assume. Well, never mind.
it's just like a natural ability that they have. The only thing that seems magical about it, or that is like a magical property, is that they have to maintain concentration on it, or it goes away, because they have to like really focus to uphold it. First two attacks, 22 and 13.
13 does not hit. 22 does it.
Okay, and then the second two, 19 and 24.
They both hit.
Okay, so 3 attacks going at you.
Yep.
$31 points of slashing damage.
Got it.
Before he ends up, he actually circles around this way and ends up right here.
Okay.
And then I need you to make a strength save from the tornado.
Got it. 20.
Yeah, succeeds. Okay. After that guy, this guy seems a little frightened.
As you should.
Not like terrified, just kind of just like, oh my god, this guy's a lunatic.
Definitely is.
And he is going to take 4 swings at him.
That's over X.
Yeah, actually, they're at advantage, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's gonna take the 4 swings. First swing, I'm gonna do them one at a time. 22,
Hit.
24,
Hit.
29,
Miss.
24 again. Alright, so these 4 swings here. Takes 39 points of slashing damage, halved
Not
to 18.
19.
Yeah,
18. Now whatever you want to do.
yeah, 18.
Okay. 20.
The individual in the tornado is trying to stay within it and kind of up in this like sort of safe space for him, I guess. But he's just spinning around Zarvrex, trying to like slice down at him. It's hard for Zarvrex to like track him and keep track of him because the tornado moves pretty quickly. His blades are coming down very fast. They're not like these like stabs or just normal slashes. He's like rolling his wrist and swinging up and then to the sides and down and up and across. So he is within this because it's like 10 feet, so he's got to make a strength save at the end of the guy's turn. So go ahead and make a strength save for Zar. It's at advantage because of the rage.
22.
22 succeeds. Zarvax is just hunkered down like tunnel vision on this guy that's slashing into him. It doesn't seem like he's going anywhere. Next, this guy here is going to drop out. 5, 10.
Yeah, leave the doors alone. Having a rough day.
You watch him like Naruto run towards you with the blades drawn back and then kind of jumps up into the air, and as he jumps up takes 1 slash 2 and then draws the 3rd and 4th at the same time.
Sick. We need more characters that Naruto run in this game.
I'm gonna use my
Everyone
curse
knows
the
you run
eyelids.
faster if you do that.
Amplify so it applies to all his attacks.
It's not
Okay.
even related to his class or anything. It's just not like that.
It subtracts one of my Hemocraft die from all of his attack rolls.
Tank.
Okay. Do you roll it for all of them or do you roll it for each one?
new die for every attack.
Okay. So the first one is 29 and the second one is 27.
You gotta take the damage.
Go ahead and roll those.
I'm gonna drop a meteor on them.
Are you even able to
Just gonna drop
reduce
on
it?
skip too.
Okay,
Just
so you
have
take it from the first two.
You're okay.
The
don't worry
second
about it.
two,
You're okay.
natural 1 and 24.
-7.
So brings it to 17.
Still is.
Okay, so all 4. Besides, or all 3 besides the natural 1.
You go for it, though. I'm okay. Well, can you avoid hitting the dwarves?
Take 27 points of slashing damage.
No, you can't.
Mm,
I think you can if you pull it back a little bit. You can still
yeah,
hit it.
I didn't see the one right there. Yeah, I can do it.
Okay. Let's see. That should do that. Gotta make a strength save for Heidi. Ooh. She's gonna go. And then she takes 10 points of bludgeoning damage as the tornado sends her flying in the other direction.
Onto Anna.
Wow.
Yeah, right in front of Ander.
We're blasted off
He helps
again.
her up.
Alright, after that, that concludes the first round. We are starting the second round of combat with Ezreal.
Alright. I'm gonna leave range of him.
Okay. Gonna take a swing at you. Natural 20.
Nice.
Our guy's got a bunch of natural ones.
That's weird how that works.
Really weird, really. It's really weird.
14 points of slashing damage.
Natural 20.
Yeah, right. Damn, a natural 20. Crazy.
So quickly vault over the dwarf on the ground.
Okay.
It's like the Dukes of Hazzard slide across him.
Yeah. And take shots at that guy.
Okay. Doesn't even have the courtesy to jump over, he just steps on him.
So 28.
Good thing I wore my
Hits.
cleats today.
12 piercing, 7 cold. And the second one says 16.
16 to hit, 16 misses. The first shot slams into the upper right chest. Blood starts to pool from it, and the second one that comes through, he takes the katana and just slices the bolt in half midair. After he slices it, he's just kind of like spinning the blades in front of him and slowly like making his way towards you, essentially is what it's looking like. Alright. After Ezreal, Connor, you're up.
Can I see the template?
Oh, yeah. This one?
Yeah.
I think you'll be able to do it.
Alright, it'll hit.
Yeah.
I should just use this thing for the directions.
So it's gonna hit
Everybody
like
but the
here?
two dwarves.
everybody but the dwarves.
Okay. So
Skip's okay. So is
Yep.
Moldrak.
okay.
Meteor. Connor's gonna kick up some sand and it's gonna start pulling together, and then it just launches up, starts flying down onto him.
Okay. So I gotta make, what is it?
Dex
Dex
saves.
saves? Okay, so we'll go this way.
You can
to
make a
the
dex
left.
save if you want.
I'm not going to, but Skip will.
So
You'll take
that's
the fail.
20.
I still failed, though, because yours is 19, right?
18.
Oh, 18. 16. 17.
24.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still have.
Still,
26.
yeah.
9.
And a natural 20.
Where is this from the worst,
And a
dude?
natural 20. So they all succeed.
They still take half damage.
Yeah.
I guess quarter damage.
Yeah.
14. That's not a 8. 14, 20, 25, 29, 31, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 40 to half to 20.
Okay, so I gotta make some concentration checks here.
Yes.
This guy. It's cocked.
Alright.
Okay, still goes away. It was cocked at like a 13 and a 1. Then this guy. Fuck. He did 20, right?
Yep, 20.
Fuck. This is his. And then the far guy. Alright. All 3 of them.
Got two NATOs on the board.
Alright, let me put this damage down. Okay, so as you take the huge ball of sand up towards the sky, it quickly just forms into one large rock that starts to blister with heat and fire. A little bit of lava, it looks like, falling from it, but you pull it down and it slams into everybody here, crashing into them. Did Skip take damage?
He took 20.
Yes.
Okay, so he did.
So everyone saved from it.
Yeah.
Moldrak failed, but it doesn't matter.
Slams down and bursts across
Can't be
the fire. Oh, it's fire damage, isn't it?
It
Yeah.
is.
Okay. So it wasn't actually 20 for them.
It would still be the same save for concentration.
Yes.
So.
They still would have failed, but the damage is less. But when it slams down and hits into them, the fire kind of bursts and licks across their bodies. You can see that the heat doesn't seem to bother them. It's more of like the burning to the flesh or like the back of their necks or their heads. Yes.
Did I notice, like, it when I hit with cold that it was more effectual or no?
It doesn't seem like it affected them more. They just seem like the fire does not seem to bother them. They're so used to heat that it just seems that they've grown some sort of resistance to it.
Relatable.
Okay. You stay and put Connor?
Yeah, he's just gonna turn his attention to the one that was chasing after Azrael.
Okay. After that, the dwarves. This guy's gonna stand up. 5, 10. She's gonna stand up. 5, 10. This guy's gonna stand up. Turn to this guy. This guy's gonna charge towards this guy. So we're gonna start here and work our way that way. This guy is just gonna turn around and stand in front of Connor. She is gonna take her Morningstar swing. First one. What do you know that she hit? And second one. Hit twice. Okay. Just 26 points of damage. Fucking hell, I can't do math. Oh.
You got this.
Got it, I did. Thank you for the words of encouragement. And then his small swings. First one is going to miss. And the second one is going to hit 2d6. Okay. The two of them run up. She takes the Morningstar and slams it into his chest and then swings one more time, kind of catching him off guard, because she just kind of stands up and just pretty much takes one step and then leaps towards him, and it seems to kind of catch him off guard a little bit. Largus runs up, takes the maul, and goes to swing it. Him getting hit in the chest twice kind of backs him up to give him a little bit more space to react to Largus running at him, who slams the maul down. He takes the blades and swings them to the side, and then as he's doing that, Largus just picks it up backwards from the ground and jams it up towards his chin. You see blood kind of splash back as he spits too at the same time. Hyde here is going to hit this guy.
Boy.
Miss.
Yeah, well, what can you do?
And a hit.
Oh, nice.
D8. That's 4. Okay. And then Green over here is going to swing at this guy here. First one, natural 20. And second one, both hit. So for the first, and then the second. Alright, 21 points of damage. They're kind of swinging out. You can hear Hyde here as he swings out and like slams it into the kind of leg of the creature, missing like the first one. He goes to swing the second one, that hits into the leg. As he does, it kind of like rears down towards him and screeches, "What the hell are these things?" And then he throws the shield up as one comes down.
Oh no.
Green takes the hammer and slams it up towards the shoulder and then jumps up towards the face and hits it, kind of splashing blood down. "Well, whatever they are, make sure that they don't make it out of here." Then, after the dwarves, Moldrak, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna turn to the guy to my right. I'm gonna take my hand over the loose sand and I just give a squeeze and they start compacting into rocks. And then I squeeze with the hammer and they start magneting to it as I cast Rock Bite.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna take 2 swings into the guy next to me.
Alright.
30.
Oh, yep.
Close.
21.
Hits.
Alright. First one does 20 points of bludgeoning damage. Second one does another 20 points of bludgeoning damage.
So 40.
Yep.
Okay.
Beat his ass.
Yep.
Alright. The swing that comes across is still catching more rocks to it, and you can feel it getting heavier as the swing comes in, but that just gives it momentum, and you smack it. As it smacks and cracks against the chest, some of the rock breaks off of the enhancement, but then mid-air just pulls right back into it. You almost like, as it hits, it breaks off, and you pull the hammer back, and then it grabs onto it again once more, and then you slam, and it breaks and pulls back, and then you catch the rock once more.
Oh. He also has to make a strength saving throw.
Okay.
I forgot about the second part of this.
Does he get
that's gonna
stunned?
be
I guess 1 for each if he succeeds the first
he
one.
fails the first one.
Alright, he's knocked prone.
Okay. So go ahead and roll another d20 for that second one, see if you crit or not.
Okay.
Because he'd been prone.
Right. Nope, it was a natural 1.
Okay. Alrighty.
The other crit.
Yeah.
The other crit.
Technically a crit, depending on how you look at it.
The other crit. Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my turn.
After that, Anders up, and then Neris is on deck.
Alright.
Wet foot.
Same guy, he's gonna attack. So the one in front of the 2 dwarves right here,
Okay.
closest to him. He's gonna throw 3 cards at it. Let me see. Do we have his
Oh
character
yeah,
sheet?
it's gonna be back on there
Can you-
with all of
Yeah,
his stuff. He's got it all fucked up. I don't know exactly where it is, but
Good luck trying to decipher.
yeah.
Oh, do you need to draw cards? Ooh. There's a deck here. I don't know where his other deck is. Because I think he draws 1 per card he throws.
Give it a quick shuffle. Because you know he probably loads it with all face cards on the top.
Put all the good,
That's why I looked at it at first.
put all the good ones
I
on
was like,
top
let's
here.
make sure. Alright.
I didn't do that the first time around, but I wasn't thinking about it. So he's going to roll a d8 for his table. A 4. Next time you make an attack, suffer damage equal to die of your damage card. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Queen of Clubs. On a hit, the target must succeed a con saving throw or be stunned until the start of your next turn.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and throw the card. Actually, might. He gets 1 luck a day. We're gonna luck.
Yep.
Haha. 21.
21 hits.
Alright, so he takes the damage of this card. So he takes 5 damage, and he deals 12, and he's stunned.
Okay. Con save.
Yes. Hopefully he's stunned. I don't know what his save is.
12.
It's a low save.
Should be 8 plus his proficiency plus his charisma.
Well, just
Well,
8
then,
plus proficiency is
yeah.
13, so.
So it's 14.
Yeah.
14 is his save.
Yeah. Okay, so that fails.
So he is stunned.
All right.
Closing time.
How much damage was it for? 12.
12.
Okay.
Oh, 12 and 1 fire.
Okay.
And then he's making 2 more attacks. One attack is going to be a 28. The other is a 27.
Okay. So the first one that you would have rolled would have killed him. So the second one you can just direct to somebody else.
Oh, okay. So that first one, you said would have killed him. So
Yep.
it was 11 damage. Then the other one, he's gonna go for a flashy snipe and try to hit the guy on the ground, whether it's at disadvantage or not.
Okay. You will be.
All right. So that's a 26. Would have been the lower one.
Okay. Yeah. Hits.
And then 8 piercing, 3 fire.
Okay.
This guy's better than the original Andrew.
Okay.
Don't worry, the real one's not watching. He won't.
Probably
hear
not.
this.
All right. So as you take as Andrew takes the first card and throws it forward.
Here. Let's see if he's listening.
Probably not. It slams just clean through the neck, kind of at the base of the skull, stunning him momentarily to where he takes the second card and throws it, and it follows right behind, slamming it up into the kind of temple area to where the creature just falls over on its side. The third one he takes and throws kind of through this little alley here, and then that comes over the cross, like the top, and slams down into the lower part of the rib, just kind of from this over arc. Little blood spurts out. All right. Good turn, Ander.
He's not moving.
Ander 2.0.
Yeah, I'd like to think so.
All right, Neris is up, and then Czar.
All the funny guys are here.
Nurse will. All the tornadoes. There's 2 tornadoes left.
This one and that one, yep. Connor knocked 3 of them out when he dropped the meteor.
That one, wouldn't that one go
Oh, this
away?
one goes away, yeah, because this guy, that's his. Thank you.
1 tornado.
Since stay where she's at, bonus action. She's got the clear shot on this guy, I guess I'll put Hunter's Mark on him.
Okay.
And shoot some arrows.
Look.
32.
Yep.
Barely hits.
Barely. Burly.
6. 75. 12 damage.
Okay. That guy's standing up there.
Second shot. 25.
Hits.
Another 12.
Okay.
Chill, because she's pretty safe right now.
Okay. Just takes one shot after the other with the clockwork bow. It's got the very intricate, it's almost like a compound bow in a way.
Does that do anything on natural 20s or no?
No, it's just that you can like focus to get advantage on the next attack, and then it doesn't have like a range. Like as long as you can see something, you can hit it pretty much. So she takes the 2 shots and they slam into the back. You can actually see one of them come through the shoulder on the other side because it slams so hard from the clockwork bow itself. All right, after Neris, Zarvarax is up, and then Skip.
All right, Zarvarax. So this guy just hit him.
Yeah.
He's really pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Still raging. He's gonna, what's it called? Reckless attack.
Okay.
26. And what's the other one? 22. D12s. 7 plus 9, 16 for the first one. And the second one is going to be 18.
Okay.
And then he is going to zap him. Well, the guy needs to make concentration checks too.
Goes away.
Alright, and he's gonna
Just from the first one.
smack him and zap him.
Alright, give him a zap with the dex save. Definitely succeeds. Just 24.
Alright, so 10. Half to 5.
Okay. Alrighty. With that, Zarbrax takes the axe and slams it into the chest, and then as he slams it, it's still kind of buried, and he pulls the guy down. The tornado just kind of disappears. He kicks him off of it, and then takes the blade again, kind of turns it around, slams it over into the shoulder, just chopping the shoulder piece off and down onto the ground. There's a huge gash there, and then lightning kind of arcs up from the side, and he takes his fist and then throws a hook with lightning kind of arcing off of that, hitting him. Alright, Skip is up now.
Okay. As a bonus action, he's going to cast Shield of Faith on himself. He
Okay.
uses the holy symbol of squeeze, and it kind of like upgrades the animated shield, and it looks like a cool holy looking shield. And then he's going to take 2 attacks at, I guess, just the guy. Is there a guy in front of him?
Oh yeah, there's a guy
Enemy in
here,
front?
guy
Okay.
here,
Yeah,
guy
he's-
on the ground.
He's going to attack the one in front of him.
Okay.
16?
16? 16 does not hit.
Alright. We'll try one more time. 20.
20 hits.
Alright. Divine Smite.
Does he get a regular Divine Smite on his attacks
Yeah,
normally?
but I can add more.
Oh.
I'm going to do a second level Divine Smite. So, oh god, I got to do all the math for the number of dice. Regular improved Divine Smite.
So like 5, 4
Sword.
dice.
2d8 for regular Divine Smite. Plus 1 for second. Okay, so 8 slashing, 17 radiant.
Okay.
Nice.
Attacking again.
He missed the first one.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that one.
We're good.
Alright, so as he takes the first swing, the katana kind of deflects it to the side. He takes the second one and just kind of stabs forward, singeing into the shoulder, and then pulling the blade out. At the end of Skip's turn,
Yep. Oh right, I forgot about the acid.
the acid seems to spread a little bit more.
Oh.
It doesn't do damage, but his AC is reduced by 1.
Okay.
And it seems to be some sort of permanent effect unless fixed.
All right.
Because there's a literal hole like in his shoulder right
Yep.
now. Alright,
Forgot
after
about that.
Skip,
Otherwise I would've
the
cleared it.
creatures are
I'm
up.
writing it down so I don't forget next time.
Acid.
This guy's
Skip
gonna stand
burning
up.
in acid.
Would it be toxic to just let him dissolve?
This guy's gonna stand up, turn towards this individual here.
It would be toxic.
This guy's gonna turn towards. No, he's gonna swing
Brittany.
at him. He'll turn here.
Ooh.
Alright, so this guy's gonna take 4 attacks at his Arvorex. As they have their little 1v1 going on. First one, because they're at advantage. 25. 28. 20. And 26. So for all 4. Oh, that's pretty good damage. $54 points of slashing damage.
27 he takes. So
These are Brax.
Nice.
Alright. very quickly again, kind of like rolling the wrists and slicing up, rolling them, slicing across and back and forth. It's very hard for him to keep track of the movements, especially in like the rage kind of tunnel vision that he has. He doesn't even notice anything this way. He just sees this guy pretty much, and this guy is trying his best to flurry the bolt, like kind of parry everything to the side and just slash and hack into Zarvrax as best he can. Zarvrax has several cuts kind of down his chest, his stomach, to his legs. But that is that. After that guy, this guy is going to do the same here and kind of like and spit down towards Hyde there. Hyde needs to make a con save.
Does that count as an attack?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna take a sentinel attack against him. Anytime another creature but me is targeted within 5 feet, I can make an attack.
Okay, go for it.
21.
21. It is.
It's 20 points of bludgeoning damage.
Jesus. Nice.
Does he need to make another save?
Oh yeah, he's got to make another save. Otherwise he gets knocked prone.
15?
Fails. He's
Alright.
knocked prone again. He can just stand back up. But
Yeah.
he was knocked prone.
Alright.
He stood
So he
up,
kind
he
of
got
like-
knocked back down,
He
stood back up.
spits down. Hyde takes the shield up and it hits the shield.
While he's distracted, like mid-spit, I just...
Yeah, it's right into the teeth. It slams, and you can see the teeth are actually like a bunch of like serrated teeth.
Oh.
When you slam and hit the maul and or the warhammer right into his face, you can actually hear the teeth snapping and breaking off a little bit. He kind of does like a spitting on the ground. There's acid smacking down along with his teeth and blood. Turns towards you after
He
that.
spat the
Yeah,
acid,
that's fair.
'cause
Yeah.
I'll give you
broken teeth and acid hitting you, not good.
Hyde did not block the acid, but the acid hit his shield.
that. I have a shield.
It's a shield.
All right, this guy's gonna take.
It's not like your skin.
4 attacks here at Skip.
All right.
First 2, 28 and 19.
Oh, let me make sure I don't beat the wrong person. Yep, you're good.
28 19.
For Skip, 19 does not, 28 does.
Okay, and the next 2, 26 and 18. So-
26 hits, 18 does not. So 2.
28 points of slashing damage to Skip.
Got it.
My turn. I'm just gonna reload the crossbow and move back to the center.
Okay. Right, that guy went, that guy went, that guy went. Last guy here is gonna do the same, and he's gonna spit here at Greem.
Oh,
Just kind of spits out towards him. Con save from Greem is a success. So as the individual kind of rears back, he goes, "Oh no, you don't!" and just slams right up into his face with the warhammer, just like pushing it. He actually just ducks back and like spits to the side, missing him. All right. After that, Azrael's up. He's gonna reload. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
I'm behind Ander.
Go back there. And Connor is up.
Yep.
We're on round 3. Fight.
Oh no, you'd hit the dwarves. Could probably get a. Does fireball have a smaller range? I drop a fireball. I don't know. Do what you want.
Do I have to? Gotta see something really quick for a spell. Let's touch. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Alright, so I am going to move my movement to where I am in 30 feet of Zarvrax. Can I go behind this dwarf? Or will I
Right
will I
here?
reach it? Yeah.
5, 10, wait, look. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Like right here next to him, or probably here would be fine. 5, 10, go right there.
Alright, he's gonna point his staff over to Zarbrax.
Okay.
Gonna cast haste on him.
Oh, alright. Will you remember he has haste on him, or do you want me to put a marker on him?
I got it.
Okay,
Yeah. I gotta count it on my side anyways.
cool. Alright.
19.
Connor went. Dwarves. This guy's gonna 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15, 20.
Stab. Well, she's just gonna sit.
Yeah, she's chilling back. She don't want to be up there.
Yeah.
This guy will probably dash so. And this guy's protecting Connor. It's very obvious that he is trying to make sure Connor doesn't get hurt.
That is good. I'm fine with that.
This guy's gonna take a swing there.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, he's gonna use his action to get rid of the acid on the shield because that's important. Fuck. You can see him go to like take the hammer and scrape the acid off, but it seems like he just spreads it more across the shield and then goes to try to like fling it down, but it seems like it's starting to eat at and corrode the shield. He kind of just starts like blabbling shit that's nonsensical because he's screaming and mad. This guy dashed. This guy's gonna take a swing here. That'll hit, and that will hit as well. So he's gonna do a divine smite on the second one. So that is green. That would be his divine smite charge. So this will be the first attack. Ooh. I just crossed something. Alright, and then the one with divine smite. Much better. Alright. You watch as he takes the Warhammer back and swings it forward. It glows with a bright white energy that slams into the chest, bursting outward. The radiant damage doesn't seem to be affecting them. They don't seem to be fiendish or undead in any sort of way. You're not even sure that they're humanoid. But the slam into the chest definitely seems like it hurts, kind of makes him knock back a little bit, the creature. How's everybody's health looking?
Mine's at 89, Skip's at 78.
Zarbrax is missing 60.
Yeah, my total's 150, Skip's is 160.
This is 50.
Ander and Connor are A-OK.
Where's he good? 14.
Okay. So you're missing 50?
Yeah.
10, 15, 20, 25. She actually is able to use lay on hands at a range with her book.
Oh, that's cool.
Because it's like a magic item.
Oh, that's sick.
So she is going to give you, she'll give you we'll do 30. You see her say a quick prayer, and then the book itself just kind of, the pages flip on their own, and then she, like, holding the Morning Star, kind of pushes it to it, and then points back towards Azrael, where this beam of healing energy goes towards him. You feel the warmth, even with the intense heat beating down, that heals the wounds. The pain kind of subsides a little bit.
I currently don't have anything on my torso, so there's just like
Yeah,
visible
your
slashes on my chest.
yeah. That's gonna scar. Okay.
More to the collection.
After the dwarves, Moldrek, you're up, and then Ander.
Oh, right, sorry. Alright, I'm gonna take one step towards the... So I'm in between the two guys with the swords.
Okay.
It's like one diagonal towards Skip, yeah. Right there. I'm still gonna attack the same guy who's now facing me.
Okay, he looks really fucked up.
Okay, I'll take my first attack.
It's very obvious that he's very hurt.
We'll see how that goes. 30.
Hits.
24 points of bludgeoning damage.
You take the hammer and just slam it towards the back of his head and hear a cracking noise as he falls to the ground.
And then I'm gonna take my second swing at the other guy. Actually, technically I have 3 swings because I didn't have to enhance this round. Still might hit. 19?
19 hits.
13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then the last attack. That one definitely hits. 29. So 2 low damage. 12 points of bludgeoning damage for the last one. I think that's the end of my
Okay.
enhancement.
Alright, taking the last 2 swings, you slam into him, you can hear the crunching of, bone, and then the slam, the thud against the armor itself. The armor doesn't seem like it's doing a whole lot to the strength, like the strong swings that you're taking against the individual's body. Okay. After Moldrak, Ander is up.
Alright. Is anybody looking low?
Yeah, the guy over by Zarbrax.
Andrew's gonna throw cards at the guy by Zarvarax.
Okay.
Alright, so.
Doesn't have to do that.
So you rolled a 2. Focused and steadied, your next attack with any weapon or spell is at advantage.
Alright.
Jack of clubs.
Checks aren't good.
It's not at advantage, and he doesn't do anything else because he's stunned.
Alright. He kind of looks around and can see that the guy that Zarvrax is in front of, especially with Zarvrax, he kind of looks over where Zarvrax is most of the time just because he cuts people down quick, and he's waiting to just get that kill from him. You can see the guy has one sword in the ground and the other one is just trying to fend Zarvrax off as best he can. He doesn't even try to think of what he's pulling out, but he pulls a card out and then it just bursts next to his head. He shudders his eyes from it and is just completely out of it for the time being. Neris is up now.
She's fire, keep going into her hunter's mark target.
Okay.
Natural 1. 26.
26. 26 hits.
Wrong dice. 17 damage.
Okay. With that, she takes the arrow and sends it forward. It slams through the back of the neck, out the other side.
Clean.
Through the throat.
Can she move the hunter's mark?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
To this young whippersnapper here.
Alright. After killing that whippersnapper, she moves it to the next. After Neris, Zarbrax.
He's gonna continue attacking the guy in front of him.
Alright. Reckless, I'm assuming,
Reckless.
by the sounds of
Always
The
reckless.
clanking,
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been bad. Rolled 2 natural ones on that.
That's pretty cool.
23.
23 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Alright, alright. 11.
11. Alright. Go ahead and add a charge to his axe.
I don't know where he's keeping that.
I don't either,
so I'm
but-
gonna do 1 charge.
Got it. He takes the axe, the individual holding on to the katana at this point. Zarbrax holding the axe at his side with one hand at this point, just reaches forward and holds the guy's arm, pulls him towards it, pulls the guy towards him, and then at the same time just slams the axe into his forehead and then grabs him by the top of it and pushes his head off of the blade. You watch the blood, instead of dripping to the ground, absorb into the axe and go down to one of the rings on there, filling it up.
He's gonna look down, take a couple deep breaths, and he's gonna start sprinting towards the guy over there. He has haste, so he has got 80 feet of
Oh,
movement.
jeez. Yeah, he's gonna make it.
Another attack.
Stiff
23.
arm, Moldrak and stiff.
It's
That's gonna be. That's gonna be a 21.
okay.
And then last attack, because he's hasted. 27,
Hits.
which will be 15,
Okay.
and then Dex save.
27.
Okay, saves, but takes 11 half to 6.
Okay. Zarbrax, after slamming the axe into the head of the one individual, pushes the forehead off, turns around, and just starts barreling in that direction. You kind of in the path, you just take like one little step back and then watch him zoom past the front of you.
Mimi.
You can see that he is, there's kind of this like starry energy around him that is like moving his arm faster and his legs faster from the haste that Connor had cast. But as he barrels and charges forward, he probably gets to here instead of behind him. But when he gets up to him, takes a swing, just boom, slams it right down into the shoulder, and then picks it out and slams it down again. And then the lightning arcs from his midsection up at the guy's chest, kind of arcing it. You can see a little bit of a burn there. And he has now like dropped one of the katanas and is like picking himself up off the ground from the huge hits to the shoulder that put him to his knees. After Zarbrax, Skip is up.
I'm gonna try and get the acid off.
All right, go ahead and make another Constitution save.
17.
17 succeeds.
All right.
The acid is removed, but his AC is still at -1.
Yeah, I haven't marked.
All right, after that, it is this guy's turn. Yeah. He's just gonna spit acid at Zarbrax.
Nice.
So Zarbrax can make a Constitution save.
Does he make this one at advantage, or is it just
I think it's
strength?
just strength.
Yeah. You have danger sense? Does that work for those?
Danger
Dex.
sense is Dex.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, I was just double checking.
That's fair.
I'm actually going to use 2 of his hero points.
Okay.
That's what I was deciding. I didn't know if I wanted to use his stuff, but fuck it, I'm going to use his stuff. 1, 14, 2, 19. Alright, so with 2 hero points and that, it would bring him to a 20.
Okay, so that succeeds. In a last-ditch effort to stay alive, he spits out towards Zarvarax, who just kind of like moves his head to the side with the haste currently bolstering him. Up now is Ezrael.
Alright. Get down on one knee and take a focus shot at this gentleman.
Alright.
That's a 18.
It's
8 piercing, 6 gold.
okay, and with that, you take the crossbow, set it against your arm, kneeling down with your kind of elbow against your
It's actually two-hander.
knee. Oh, yeah. So you just kind of knee, your elbow on your knee, holding it up a little bit. You shoot, the bolt flies across, and then just slams clean into the chest where his heart is. You watch him just holding himself up with the katana. Blood is like pooling out over his hand from the wound where the bolt is at. It's kind of squirting every now and then too, before you can see it kind of like, and then he just plops down onto the ground.
No.
Combat seemingly comes to a halt.
Seeing that everything is slowed down and don't seem to be fighting anything for a time being, Connor's going to end the haste spell.
Alright.
Zarbrax kind of drops to a knee for a second before standing back up.
I'm gonna go around and collect the katanas.
Okay. There would be 12 of them.
Okay.
And like I said, the blade itself is seemingly made of bone, but the bone
Oh.
itself has some sort of metallic bits of Like, they have like metal bits inside of the bone.
No. I probably won't take them all then. I'll take like half.
They are very strange. It seemingly, like looking at it from the right angle, it looks like it would be metallic, but they seem to be made of some sort of bone.
Got it.
You're assuming from some sort of a creature that is within the Sai in the desert.
Knowing Ander, he would like to search the enemies.
All right, go ahead and make an investigation check for Ander.
6.
6. There's really not a whole lot to find on them. They don't seem that they have any form of possessions. You can see that they have, at most, like 2 pouches on them. One of the pouches seems to contain some sort of, I wouldn't say decayed, but not so fresh meat inside of the pouch. Don't know what it's from. It's just kind of like this red, kind of fleshy, packed into the pouch itself. And then the other pouch, as what you can see, is a bunch of teeth inside of it. Some of them still seem like they're a little blood-stained, but it doesn't seem like they have anything on them besides pouches of teeth and meat.
Teeth might be useful.
I don't think so. Oh, I don't think so.
I'm gonna take the pouches.
And then, speaking of teeth, Zarvax encountered a new enemy, so he's gonna take some of their teeth.
All right. Their teeth are about human-sized, but are serrated. It almost looks like shark teeth, but they're a lot more uniform. And if anybody has been proficient in history, you are more than welcome to make a history check right now.
That is Connor.
Oh, I'm not. I thought I was.
And
24.
not Ander.
No, Skip's not.
18.
18 for Connor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then, so, Connor and Azrael, you would know these individuals to be the Unsai.
Unsai.
Unsai are kind of the savage natives of the desert. They are kind of like free wandering. There are a lot of like kind of, I guess, horror stories of them in the desert. They have some sort of natural connection with the desert, much like an elf would with the woods. They share a connection to the desert. They have control over the wind in a certain way, unsure why. But these are also like one of the very first creatures to ever really be on Zaxria. They're very, very old. You don't know how old the individuals you just fought were, but nobody really knows a whole lot about them, like research-wise. So you would also imagine that their bodies and some parts of them can probably fetch a price somewhere where they would be wanted. Possibly...
The 9 Hells.
Yeah, wherever you would think they would be. But they still have human-like qualities to them, so it seems a bit strange to kind of butcher and harvest from them, especially with your newly found friends with you.
Mm-hmm.
But that is the information that you would have been able to glean.
Well, I mean, never really seen these before, but I think they're called the Unsai. Sort of like desert elves almost. Easiest way to explain it. They've been in Zaxria for a long time.
A lot more savage than any elves I've encountered.
Yeah, kind of the exact opposite of the elves we've encountered.
Okay, well.
I mean, I don't feel right doing it, but I think some parts of their body may be able to fetch some sort of price.
I'll go up to Heidi and have her close any wounds if I still have any. They're open.
Yeah. Do you want her to heal you, or just tend to them like medicinally?
Just tend to them once she feels like she needs to heal.
I don't think we need to do that.
I won't
we have
say
to
as
worry
much
about
in
more
pain
of them?
anymore after that first heal.
I mean, they kind of just roam the desert from
Okay.
things I've
Watch out for
read on.
tornadoes.
Yeah, watch out for tornadoes and possibly some sort of maybe some of them. I mean, I guess they could be some sort of nomadic type tribe too, but I don't think these may have just been this group. I don't think they're from like a bigger part, but I mean, there's not much documentation on them really.
And aside from these that we just fought, do we try to reason with them in the future?
I couldn't understand a word they were saying, but I mean, with some time, I may be able to, but not right away. They seemed like they were just speaking some sort of gibberish,
That is,
some very, not gonna say evil gibberish, but it did sound kind of evil.
Well, good call having us put our armor on. Let's got caught with our pants down.
yeah.
Is this guy gonna clean the acid off his shield?
Yeah, you can see him attempting to do so, but it got to a point where his shield pretty much became nothing but a handle. So the shield is kind of gone. But he pretty much just had it to the shield, isolated to that, and tossed it to the side. There was a little bit that got on his warhammer when he was trying to push it down, but he just kind of like splashed it off and wiped it in the sand.
Get rid of his tower shield? Like in his back or something?
I think he left it at the estate at some point or another.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Because I know that he doesn't have it on him. Or no, he sold it.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah, he sold that.
okay, I think he did sell it.
Yeah.
Alright.
If everyone's all ready, we should get going. We still got a lot
I
of
agree.
ground to cover.
Is everyone ready to go?
Largus kind of looks around. I think we're all right. We'll make do. Kind of sucks that Hyde lost his shield, but we've got Moradin on our side. We'll be all right.
Yeah.
You can see that Azrael has kind of packed in some of the wounds what looks like gauze with some sort of a like salve over the top of it that Heidi has put onto it. So it's kind of equivalent to a healer's kit.
Cool.
So you heal 6. And she tends to the wounds enough to where, you know, that it's still kind of achy and sore and there's pain there, but it's not nearly as bad as it was. She kind of walks forward. Is everyone all right? Anyone need any sort of healing?
Zarvax is down 59
Okay.
hit points.
So
70?
she'll-
Skip's down.
Skip can heal himself if you're.
Yeah.
Yeah, Skip
14,
can
but
heal
it's
himself.
probably
He's gonna do
not
that.
really
That-
visible.
That's like the
It's just
only way
okay.
you can heal.
Like
Well,
achy from being thrown.
When
Well,
we
he can be affected by spells.
hopefully we don't run into anything else, but if anybody would want the healing right now, I can do so, or we can tend to some wounds later on
Is
tonight.
his total 65? I don't know the math on that.
Well, you look pretty hurt there, friend. She goes over to Zarvarax and just takes her hand up, and she's going to cast. Do a second level Cure Wounds. So he heals 15.
I'll walk.
Thank you.
Could I trouble you for some healing as well?
Well, certainly.
Thank you.
How much do you need?
Well, I'm at 89 and my total is 152, so whatever she wants to give me is fine. I can always use a potion later if I really need to.
So she'll give Skip 20 and you 20 to just empty her pool.
Alright.
That way everyone's a little bit healthier than they were before. and-
Skip just used his own lay on hand, so
Oh,
he's
okay.
good.
Alright, so I'll give that other 20 to Zarbrax then. That
Um,
way he's up more.
Speaking of Skip, kind of seeing his shoulder caved in, do I think I could mend this back in place?
I'd say with several checks to it, probably like 10 or so,
Okay.
you could. But it is like completely ate away the metal that is there. The best fix you think is probably going to be some sort of like blacksmithing. Is that what you mean, like blacksmithing to mend it, or do you mean the actual spell mending?
Well, I guess I could do. I didn't think about blacksmithing, but that could work.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
blacksmithing is probably going to be easier.
Okay.
You
But
need
the
to
mending
take
can take
metal
more
from his
time.
ass to
Yeah,
cover
you're
his
gonna
shoulder.
you can take metal
could-
from pretty much anything
Yeah,
and
so we
put it
could
on
make
there.
iron.
But it is a lot funnier thinking of taking metal from his ass and fixing his shoulder. Yeah.
It's a metal grab.
But if you took the time in the shop, you're pretty confident you could like weld it in some sort of way. You don't have like a welder or anything like that, but
Got it.
you can try to
the metal.
piece it together in some sort of a way.
God.
So,
Strap my crossbow back to the backpack and start walking the other direction over here.
yeah.
Lead the way.
All right.
Heading onward.
Can you put it to the normal scene,
Towards
please?
Zeke, yes. Which one? He's gonna do it this way.
All right. I gotta run to the bathroom. We're gonna take like a 5-minute intermission. We will be right back.
BRB scene.
All right. Hello, welcome back. So, combat being done now, you guys are heading in the same direction that you originally were headed before getting thrown off of course here. So, now you begin to travel the desert a little bit more.
Yeah.
You are in unkind territory, and it is very obvious. The heat doesn't give up, and some of you are quite hurt from your previous encounter with the Unsai. The desert itself feels like it's chipping away at you slowly, and you travel into the night before it is time to rest. The temperature drop makes you almost kind of feel sick, almost like sweating in the middle of winter. A fire is made with whatever resources you can muster. Sitting around the fire that the dwarves had started and Modrak immediately lit, giving them a bit of a surprise to the abilities you have. A large pot sits over the fire as a stew boils within. Heidi walks over and pours a substantial amount, Hyde walks over and pours a substantial amount of alcohol in the stew. Largus kind of shouts out, "Hyde, what in Moradin's name are you doing? It's only a recipe." The dwarves laugh and wait for their food to finish cooking. The water supply is getting low and people definitely seem thirsty. And there's really no telling how long of a journey you have ahead of you.
I'll top everyone off with create food and water.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah,
just
cut a cigar and walk over the fire and stick it in and light it.
I'll put the bread that it makes just kind of next to the stew so people can grab it while they eat,
Okay.
and then refill everybody's water reserves.
The food being made doesn't take too long before you take a little bit. Everybody taking the water for sure. Everybody is feeling the effects of the heat. The thirst is definitely getting to you here and there. But you feel that you'll have a substantial enough amount of water now to at least do a good day's worth of traveling and be able to drink water whenever you want, not have to try to ration it. Anything anybody wants to do before falling asleep?
I'll look up at the sky and see if I can figure out how similar it is to what I saw in the...
Okay, go ahead and make a,
Asking for help with that. Who's really good with that?
say, a perception check. Looking up at the sky, it takes you a minute, but you're just kind of sitting around the fire before you end up seeing the constellation that you had seen in your dream. Looking up at it, it's still the same kind of random formation of dots, but you can recognize it. It's a little difficult to gauge about how far you think, but you would imagine that you're pretty close to where you originally saw Zeke being, to wherever the shipwreck would have been ashore. So you feel that you're pretty close to the shore, also in relation to where that constellation is, to where you're fairly close to where he originally, came ashore.
Put his head down, let's have a deep breath, and goes back to smoking.
I think Zavrax would probably try some meditation, and or probably just chill around the fire. Connor, gonna walk over towards Moldrak. Probably sit down next to him. How much money do we have?
A lot. How much do you need?
Like how much is a lot?
Like 14,000 or so
Okay.
gold.
Would 2,400 hurt us?
Nope, don't think so. We're gonna have to spend it at some point, especially if we're diving headfirst into the end of the world.
Yeah. Well, there's a spell in this new tome I received that seems like it would really benefit us
Okay.
on a defensive state.
Sure. How long is it gonna take you to work on?
Give or take about 6 weeks.
Perfect.
Thank you. Connor kind of goes off a little ways, maybe like 30, 40 feet away. Kind of sits down, thinks to himself, and places the gold in like a sort of like an arcane symbol, and starts attempting to learn Celestial Convergence.
Okay.
It's a 6th level spell. Abjuration.
Alrighty. Everybody got the day of the week.
22nd. What's on it? Sick.
What is it? Saturday or Sunday equivalent? I think it's Sunday.
Yeah. Or Saturday.
So you can either make the check now or wait till like a certain day, but it's up to you.
I would do it now,
Okay.
just to start everything.
Yeah.
So, Arcana check.
You need a 16, I think, right?
15. 15.
15.
Yeah. Plus the spell's level. 21.
I was gonna try and take his mind off things a little bit to hopefully help sleep. So before he goes to bed, he's just gonna
21.
draw some sketches of a new gun.
Used one hero.
Next time you go to that, I can give you guidance, or she'll give you a D4.
Okay.
One question about the spell. Locate creature. It says describe or name a creature that is familiar to you. Familiar, does that mean you can be like, oh, I know of this person? I can
I'd
locate
say
them?
familiar, like you'd have at least met them at some point.
What about if you have like a picture of them?
Let me look at the spell myself.
Alright. Because the spell can also locate a specific creature known to you. Like, you can designate like human and it would show you the nearest human, or like unicorn and it would show you, you know, wherever the nearest creature that would be within 1,000 feet.
Okay, so locate creature.
The creature you described or named is a different form.
Yeah, like it can, if they're like polymorphed or something, it wouldn't.
I mean, we don't have to worry about 10 feet of running water.
For a while.
Unless there's an oasis in here.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's your call on that, but
Yeah, I'm just trying to think, like,
yeah, I don't know. If not, it's no big deal.
yeah,
But
it
I
just
think
seems
might be
like...
helpful.
Yeah, so... The one for... The spell can locate a specific creature known to you, or the nearest creature of a specific kind, so long as you have seen such a creature up close. So that's probably like for like seeing like a specific kind, like a demon or a fiend or whatever.
Yeah.
Is it a different form? Yes, it's not that. No. Yeah, I mean, are you attempting to do this with Zeke?
I mean, I was generally just asking. I guess you would kind of have to try to figure it out.
Yeah,
Um,
but you would kind of know the capabilities of your spells, you know, to a point where... Yeah, the only thing that you really have on him is, like, his name.
mhm.
So I'd say just based off of his name, I would say
Does it-
probably no.
Okay, so if I did it and designated human, would it just pick up on like Azrael or something?
Yeah.
Oh, that's, alright.
So I'd say if you met him, it would definitely work way
Okay.
better. Or if you had some sort of image of him at some point or another or something. But,
Okay.
yeah.
Unfortunately, do not have a picture in my wallet.
It's a baby picture.
I might ask. We have other ways to scan a large area, but we'll see. I'm just gonna go to bed.
Alrighty. Everybody begins to find rest. Azrael is up a little later than everybody else, just sketching within his book. Skip probably would take like a first watch and be a little vigilant, looking around before waking up. Either Moldrak, Zarprex, or whomever. But as you're sketching, your eyes begin to get kind of heavy. Sleep for you is something that is only necessary just to give you energy for the following days. Your sleep is a bit daunting to you. You don't enjoy the things that normally happen while you dream or sleep, but nonetheless, it does occur. 20. Success. Azrael.
Spooky night.
Man, I'm over here dreaming of rainbows and unicorns. This man dreaming of demons.
But also unicorns.
But also unicorn demons.
Pentacorns.
Ooh.
Hang on, let's see what this looks like.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Can
Oh,
actually
that's
see.
way
It
too
has a-
dark.
It's not that bad.
Okay, I'm
It
illuminated
looks not bad on my phone though. It might just be that screen.
My eyes.
Do you want to see it on there?
I turned it up a little bit.
This is what it looks like on there. It actually looks better on here.
Maybe a different color.
Red will be way too dark though.
Yeah, maybe if I did this one a different color. Like made this like a candlelight. As long as it's a little dimmer than it was, that's all I'm kind of trying to get here.
Yep.
So,
Oh, it'll be great if you had this.
yeah, I don't know if they're even plugged in.
Oh, well.
So, rest takes you. I can't even find the fucking remote here.
It just looks better.
Oh, there it is. I think some of these are unplugged. Nothing. I got nothing here.
You're okay.
So, let me pull my stuff back up here. Resting for the night, sleep takes you, and fast. After sitting there, sketching away, your eyes begin to get heavy, and you fall asleep with your sketchbook in your lap or on your chest. You've been traveling in the harsh climate of the desert, and the drinking previously to getting there has begun to take its toll. Your muscles ache and your head throbs slightly. Your vision is fading out. You hear noise. A horse's hooves thudding against the muddy road. Raining. It's just kind of a slight drizzle. You can hear footsteps just beneath you. They sound like they're yours. As your footfalls go through the mud, the horse neighs, and you hear the sound of the rope being tied to a post. Your steps continue and they reach a wooden surface. It groans and thuds with every step, and you hear a door creak open. And once you hear the door creak open slowly, you realize it's a familiar door creak. You remember the sounds from your childhood and this exact moment. The pattern of sounds that you play over and over again in your head, a recurring nightmare. And before you can wake yourself, your vision suddenly flashes in. You see two very still, cold, blue bodies. One of them, probably 40-year-old or so woman, longer black hair, streaks of white through it, wearing a dress, holding in her arms some sort of similar looking, definitely can tell that there is a likeness to them, woman, smaller, kind of younger woman in her arms. You immediately recognize both of them to be your mother and sister. Still, cold, and blue. On the floor, their eyes sunken in and a look of fear upon their face. You drop to your knees and reach out to grab them, but they disappear into a black smoke. You're now in the main room of your childhood home. The door is slammed shut. You run for the door and try to open it, but it's no use. You take a chair and smash it against the window, but it won't even crack. You scream and yell, trying to break free, but it's no use. Falling to the floor once more, your head drops. Tears falling from your eyes. A feeling of hopelessness and loss and grief weighs on you heavy. A moment passes before you feel a hand on your shoulder. You reach up and feel it. It's cold, but soft. You look up, and as you are slowly looking up, you can see a white cotton dress. A dress your mother wore often. Once you go to look at her face, she jolts at you with a sunken-in, almost undead-like face, scaring you awake. You breathe heavily before you can look around to see everybody gathering their things, ready for the day. Passing you by, Hyde. He kind of jumps. Oh shit there, friend, you alright? Didn't mean to scare you or was ride you awake, but we're getting ready to go. Gather your things, friend. Waking to travel again. It's hard to even sleep in due to the intense heat that is upon you in the early morning once the sun is out. It beats down relentlessly, and you find yourself covering your face. The wind is not nearly as intense, but it's still there. Sand's not pelting you in the face like it once was, and traveling now for about 4 hours, you end up seeing the ocean and reaching the beachy shore. The sand, as Rael is familiar to the scrying you did, you believe you're in the right place and that much closer to seeing Zeke. Once you reach the shore, you know that it is probably best to head south in order to find a direction of where you would be at least, or need to be. You can see, as you begin to actually try and head south, I need everyone to make a perception check, please.
I have a good guess on
Central 20, 26.
how much longer it would be to get to where we're headed.
Depending on how long, it's kind of hard to wait to kind of gauge it just based on the travel speed of who you're trying to get to, and how far they would have gone, how long they would have traveled, if they would have gone inland, but you're assuming they would have stayed to the shore. Your best bet, though, with the amount of time and how fast you got here within the amount of time of the scrying, you'd imagine if he would have headed north, that you're probably, I'd say, less than a day away from being able to catch up to him, just because of the direction that you're kind of heading, or at least seemingly at this point, until Azrael notices what he notices. He got a natural 20, so he'll be able to see it.
Are we all
Yeah, so
for
yeah,
everybody?
whatever you got,
Oh,
go
right.
ahead and let me know for the perception.
Skip. Pretty good. I myself got 26.
Okay.
Connor 22. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you're-
You have 22 with Connor?
Connor got 22. Andrew natural 20. Zyrax got a
Skip got 16.
11.
27.
Okay, so the only one who doesn't notice it is Arbrecht. Everybody else looking over to the northern part of where you are kind of makes you feel like you might be a little bit behind or have gone a little too far south, maybe. It's not super far south, but you have stumbled upon the wreck. You can see that there is a beachy shore and there is some sort of ship wrecked against it. It could just be another shipwreck, but you have a strong feeling that it could be the ship that was kind of cast up on here.
Do you want to try and scry again? It looks like maybe we ended up too far south. I also have another idea. I can try and use my owl friend to get a high vantage point and see if he can spot any other people if you want to do that.
Sure.
Okay.
Oldrak Jr. Okay, make a perception check for Oldrak Jr.
Alright, he's gonna go up pretty high and just try to get a vantage on... I don't have the giant owl stats in front of me.
Just if I could get his fly speed as well.
He's got, I believe it's 60, but I will verify on D&D Beyond. Giant owl. Giant owl. Fly speed is 60 feet. Wait, no, hang on. Yes. No, yes. Alright. Sorry,
That's okay.
I was in a weird spot. Perception.
Climb aboard the wreckage.
20.
20?
Yep.
Okay.
So he's just gonna fly around for a bit and see if he can spot anybody
Got
who's
it.
not us.
Right. As Azrael sees the wreck, he just kind of immediately goes towards it. You guys kind of follow. You throw Muldrek Jr. to the side and let him kind of pick up and fly off.
I'm like, right, tell me if you see anybody that's not us.
Understood. Begins to fly and take off. You guys make your way over to the wreck. You can see that it is a decent-sized ship, probably carrying a crew of at least 10 or so. You can see on the actual deck of the boat, it looks like there are 2 or 3 bodies. There are 1 or 2 that are over in the sand, just kind of rolled over. All of them are seemingly dwarven, from what you can tell. Walking up, Largus kind of, by Moradin, what happened here? He's just kind of looking about.
Check for any like pulses or whatever. And just go see if anyone's still barely alive.
Go and make an investigation check.
Can I try to get a look at what may have caused this boat to wreck?
Make an intelligence check for me.
20.
20?
That'd be like an insight thing? No, yeah. I'll just make an intelligence check. 6.
6. Looking at it, it looks like it crashed head on onto the beach.
Okay.
You're not sure what caused that, but just
Right.
looking at it, it's not like flipped over.
Right.
It's more like slammed into it, and it's almost like the ass end picked up, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So everything kind of dumped this way. You can see Azrael jump onto the actual boat itself that is kind of flipped up this way. It's kind of on an angle. The bow of the boat is pushed into the sand pretty heavily. It looks like it hit it pretty hard. And he has now stepped onto the deck, and you can see him going over towards the necks of individuals or their arms and trying to feel if there's some sort of a pulse.
As we're walking up to this site here, Skip's going to use Divine Sense
Okay.
to try to detect any celestial fiend, undead, or any area or object that's been consecrated or desecrated within 60 feet.
Okay. Got it. He does not. So it feels better about that in that
Making
aspect.
sure.
Looking at the bodies, when you walk up, you feel the pulse of the first person, and it is not there. You kind of flip them over and look at them. There are no stab wounds. There are there's no blood. They are kind of this bluish color, almost like they were asphyxiated. They're not like freezing cold, but they're like dead cold. They seem like they've been dead for a little while. They are rigid, so you'd imagine they've probably been dead for at least 4 or so days. And the way that they seem to have died is very familiar to you, especially with the nightmare that you had just had.
I'll look for any papers or anything on the boat.
Okay, with your investigation check, you make your way to the captain's quarters and look within there. Looking at it, it appears to be some sort of a, excuse me, I want to make sure I get this right. Seems to be some sort of a fishing boat, from what you can tell, like a dwarven fishing boat. There are a lot of small little ledgers of like what they would have caught for them to like mark up. Doesn't seem that there was much that they did catch. The captain is inside of here, and he is currently like laying flat against the wall of the door. You're having to like navigate the ship and like kind of climb on things and grab to hold yourself up from gravity, not sliding you down towards the bow. But it just seems like some run-of-the-mill fishing boat. And everybody is dead.
There's no documentation of anything.
No, not really. There's like crew members and like how many people there are and their names, but none of their names are really significant or draw any attention or anything of that sort. And the only documents, like I said, are just to keep track of what they catch fish-wise. And then there's like maps that have like fishing spots marked on them and what have you.
Just gonna come out of the cabin and slide down.
Uh-huh.
Find anything in there?
No, just more bodies. It's a fishing vessel.
You know what happened to them?
I got a rough idea.
Would you mind explaining what we got ourselves into here?
They weren't killed by anything physical, I guess. It's more of otherworldly power.
Aye.
Should be nothing that'll harm you guys, though.
I sure hope not. Looks like a shitty way to go. You can see Heidi at this point has gathered Jarby and Greem and is like walking over to individuals. She also has Hyde with her, and they're like gathering the bodies and putting them like kind of along the shore. She begins to like say prayers from a book to kind of put them to peace. Kind of finishes it. Lord then watch over you and your souls. Closes the book. Muldrak, I see someone here. North of you. Probably 10-15 minutes.
There's somebody north of us, 10 or 15. What do they look like? Describe them to me.
Taller, human,
Tall,
jacket.
human.
He's
wearing
hunkered
a
down.
jacket,
Seems to be hiding from the shade.
hiding in the shade.
Just one person.
Just one person. 10 to 15 minutes north of where we're at.
He hops off the boat.
I'm just going to go over to the beach and I just take my hands and I move the sand along to cover the bodies.
As you do, you feel kind of tap on like through the middle of your back. You're fine doing it. Like you finish doing it, she just kind of taps your back and then grabs at your hand after you finish and pats it a couple of times, and more of an unspoken thank you. So what are you guys doing?
I'm heading out. In the morning, though, I would have gone up to Hyde. Hyde, I know you lost your shield. Do you dual wield at all? I have an extra hammer if you want it.
Hey, sure.
Right. I just
I take
pull it. I have a regular war hammer. I'll just pull it out.
Hey, really nice. We'll hammer here. Works for me.
Alright, cool. Alright, back to where we were. Should we head out?
Just trying to think of the name of my steed. If I had it written down.
That's really cool too, man.
Spelled Roka.
Oh, yeah.
Close.
Oh, do you remember?
No, I don't.
I know it was something like that for sure.
But that would be something very close to what he named it.
Yeah.
You can just kind of mumble the name.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it comes out.
I said it.
Is that it? Oh,
Throw
wow.
the statue out.
Yeah.
So we get on it and go north.
You watch
She's going quick.
Azrael jump up on the horse and kind of just really without thinking just starts heading that way, just trying to do the best he can.
I'm just gonna say, Moldrak Jr., just kind of circle above him up high, so that we know where to go.
Very well. Are you like in a full gallop?
That guy can fly too, so he's.
Yeah. As you begin taking off down the beach, the sand is kind of kicking up behind you. The rest of you are just kind of walking, or at a pretty. I'm imagining you're probably not
Briskly
walking. Yeah, it's a
walking, yeah.
brisk, pretty pace. Some of you may even be like running, depending on what you want to do. But you are trying to keep up and get there as soon as you can.
Yeah, I'll probably
to be able to-
run just
Yeah.
for a while.
All right.
just so that, if he needs backup, there's somebody getting there relatively soon.
The dwarves will definitely be a bit behind, but it's okay. Everybody's kind of heading the same direction down the beach. But you looking up can see Muldrek Jr. is just doing this like kind of circle. You're pretty sure that's probably where it would be. You take the horse and sprint off in that direction on it. Like I said, the sand kicking up behind you. You can feel a little bit of wind and something coming off of the beach. You can smell the salt. There are birds flying around other than Muldrek Jr. And you can see, kind of in the distance, a figure. Seems almost like it would be a mirage. Dark silhouette, but the form is kind of blurred by heat waves and blowing sand. It gets more and more clear the closer you get. And you can see a man laying down, jacket over him. You're unable to really make out features. You can tell that they're probably standing about, or they would be standing about 6'5", and you do remember Zeke being quite tall. The coat over them, you can see that they have baggier kind of leather pants. Unsure of why they are there or unmoving. But there is a body.
So, maybe get to like 20 feet or so away and get off the horse. Start walking over.
For a moment, after standing off the horse, you look at the body and watch for a moment, thinking to yourself, move, damn it, move. You watch the foot kind of roll over as he adjusts. No visible sigh, but an internal sigh of relief. You begin to walk over. They seem to be in a pretty deep sleep or resting. You can't really make out exactly who it is, or if it is him, just because the top half of him is covered by the coat. But once you get closer, you can see the coat. It's kind of like a duster-like coat, almost looks like a military jacket. It has this kind of like grayish silver thread to it in all of the seams, and you immediately recognize it to be Zeke's coat.
Did I reach down and throw it off of him?
As you throw it off of him, you see the head kind of back. At this point, you now see a man with shoulder-length hair, black and gray with more gray, a long kind of bushy beard and broad frame. You can see a scar kind of on the left side of his lip that goes down to where there's no hair there in the beard. You can see sitting next to him is his large greatsword, made of a kind of dark black stone as opposed to a metal. As you tear and throw the jacket to the side, he slowly kind of wakes up, seemingly kind of weak and tired. At this point, most of you are pretty much approaching, kind of in the distance.
I'll tell everybody to kind of hold up as we approach.
How close are you being?
Probably like 40 or so feet away. Probably wherever the horse is, like 20 feet maybe.
Oh, yeah, it's like 20 or so feet. Running up, like it's full sprinting up, Muldrek gets there pretty quickly. Zarbrax is quick as well and could get there fast enough, but kind of hugs to the back. Once he's there, it takes him a moment to kind of come to. He's wiping at his eyes. He doesn't seem frightened or that he should be, you'd imagine most people, you'd chuck a jacket off of him, they'd be pretty alarmed. He seems, like I said, tired, kind of weak, slowly coming to, has his elbows now in the sand and is like picking himself up. You guys are approaching now to where you can see Azrael has like grabbed the jacket, thrown it to the side, and is pretty much just standing above the man that you see before you on the ground. Kind of looks up. Solomon? You see as he picks his head up, he has these kind of piercing blue eyes, a chiseled chin. His face is rugged and dirty. He looks a little worse for wear. He starts to kind of push himself up to where he's sitting. reaches over to like a small canteen or something and goes to drink and then realizes it's empty. Wipes his eyes, looking at you once more. Well, shit. Really is you, Solomon. What has it been, brother? 50 years? More? Maybe less? What does it matter? Time's nothing but a prison. Takes a drink. Or tries to again. Damn.
It's been a long 50 years, Zeke.
Yeah, you could say that.
I've been looking for you a long time.
You found me. Now what? I'm trying to fix this. All the wrong we done. All the wrong that's been done to us and our family from that fucking curse.
You can't fix it. It's who we are.
You know, you've been saying that for a long time. I've realized that you're not going to be no help to me. You're a puppet. I was too, but I'm tired of my strings being pulled. I'm not letting this damn curse control me and our family no more. I'm going to find that bastard in the hells, and whatever hole he's hiding in, put a stop to this. I traveled in the Brimshire Mountains. There was a rumor of a demon. Turns out it was just a dragon. There was several dwarves that told tales of it, but I wasn't there for no dragon. I started west to get to the port. There were some fellas there in the port telling stories to one another. I overheard them talking about tales of an island of molten rock, once an active volcano, now home to creatures only capable of living in such a harsh environment. I thought it had to be one of those tiefling bastards, loving the heat and just being run-of-the-mill shitheads. So I got aboard a ship, headed out to sea in hopes of getting somewhere near the island. We ventured north, and I'm assuming too far north is... I have no idea where the hell I am now. I fell asleep on the boat and woke up to a quiet graveyard. Every one of the members was dead. No wounds, just blue and cold. Their eyes sunken in. I thought I was surely next, but nothing took me. I thought it had been some sort of sickness, maybe. Tried to man the ship myself, but it didn't work. Ended up wrecked ashore the beach. That explains why I'm here.
You don't even know what killed those dwarves, do you?
No. Why do you?
Son of a bitch. He shoves them down into the sand again.
Pushes back, kind of grinning. Well, we ain't kids no more, brother. We ain't gonna wrestle around here. He stands up at this point.
It was your negligence that got them killed.
The dwarves?
I went home a little over 50 years ago, hoping to see our sister and mother again. They're dead. Same way. You know what happens?
I know, it wasn't my fault, though.
Bullshit!
It wasn't my fault. That's right. Whatever you're going by now. Solomon. It wasn't my fault, Solomon. Way V and Mom went down, that wasn't me. It couldn't have been me. Shit ain't right.
That's why we try to make it right.
Oh, what? Doing what it says? Doing what he says? Everything? No matter what the cost? I'm pretty sure that I've killed somebody's sister. I've killed somebody's mother. What's the difference? I told you I'm tired of being a puppet. I can't take it no more.
I'm glad you were thinking about all of us when you went and did what you did. Your family that raised you, took care of you, and made you the man you are today.
Man.
The same people is gone from this world. Never get to see them again.
We've talked about it before, Solomon. We can handle this.
Then why don't you come to me?
Because of this, way you act. I can't talk to you. You blame me for everything that happened with V, with Mom.
I have every goddamn right to.
Whether you like it or not, I'm all you got.
Right.
At this point, he's kind of looked up and past Azrael a little bit.
I found a purpose. I wish you would have found the same.
I do have one. Had one for the last 50 years. Found the bastard that is doing this to us. Put a stop to it.
You don't even know how many people you've killed. When was the last time you went in that book?
He kind of feels at his side. Probably a week before Mom and V died. It's gotten to a point now where I see him everywhere I go. Or at least what I think's him. He knows I'm coming. Or at least trying to.
Can't believe you. I hope you've never found love or anyone you truly care about.
Well, you know how it goes. Can't be doing that. Those are the people that always go first.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you say, I'm not stopping what my purpose is. I'm going after him. I found out a lot more over these last 50 years. I'm telling you, brother. He goes to reach out towards your shoulder. I'm telling you, there's got to be a way other than what we're doing.
Clenching his fist, his way, angry.
At this point that he sees you kind of quieting a little bit and not yelling anymore, he's gone to like his side to where he has like a small notebook where he thinks you're kind of listening now at this point. Look, Solomon, look. And he kind of opens the book up and gestures it towards you a little bit. I've been doing nothing but research the last 50 years, running around every hole and spot I could find to try to see if I could figure out who or what or where the hell he is. Look for yourself.
I'm glad you've been running around like to bury our mother and sister. Tries to read it, look, you know, probably can't.
On every single page, you see the name of Ferrix written down, Ferrix. You find what seems to be some sort of, from the page you are going back, some sort of weaving, somehow interlocking, could be kind of just paranoia. But there are a lot of things written down inside of the book that all point to this Ferrex individual. There's not really a whole lot of like literature or anything that you can see in the book on him, but reading into it, it seems that this is who Zeke believes is behind most of the curse, I guess you could say. Look, I've done a lot of research. I found out that Ferrex fella, he's got to be the one. Now he's smart, cunning, and always looking to make a deal. And I think that's what happened. I think that he, in some sort of grand scheme or something, found our grandpa a long time ago, took advantage of the situation, and from there it's just been history. I think maybe if we can go there, and I know it's a lot to ask, but if you could help me, I think we could kill him. And I don't know what happens to us, but I can't keep going on like this.
Throws the book back at him.
Kind of hits him on the chest and falls down. He goes to pick it up and grabs it.
All right. I sure hope it was worth the loss that you've caused.
I try to drown it out every day about Mom and V. It doesn't go anywhere. You know that I never meant to do that. And I'm sorry, Solomon, I really am.
You knew the risks. I see their cold, blue bodies every night when I sleep.
You don't think I do too? I imagine it must worse off than that. At least you got to say goodbye.
I just sure hope it was worth it. Where'd you even find this name?
I was in some dive-in bar somewhere. I can't really remember. The likes of, might have been Brunswick. But I came across a couple of people passing through, and I knew who they were, but they didn't know who I was, if you catch my meaning. Two Arcana Loths just parading around inside like they own the place. When they left, I'd approached them in a little bit of a drunken fit, I'd say, looking for trouble. Hoping I didn't come out on the other end of it, but that's when it first sparked the idea to me. I asked them what their life was worth, and they gave me some information. Said that they'd heard stories of an archdevil, or just a devil, rising to some sort of hierarchy, trying to plot and plan for years. They worked for him, for Ferrex. Said he'd made a deal a long time ago with some sort of family, and he's been manipulating things behind the scenes to try and ascend to some sort of godhood or stronger demonic power. I'm not quite sure, but I do know for certain that he's been using us and our family for years to get himself ahead. Every demon and every devil and every person you've gone after has been for a reason. It's to help that son of a bitch get higher up than where he is. Trying to find more information, I just am having a damn hard time trying to find some sort of a devil or anything anywhere, because we've damn near killed most of them. But I've been hearing stories left and right about killings and the way that they're happening. Everything sounds familiar to stuff we've dealt with in the past with Pa.
Where are you headed now?
I don't even know where the hell I am. Just trying to find a way out of here, but I've been so tired from the shipwreck, I just fell over and probably best I slept in a long time.
We're in Nasaun right now.
Shit.
We're going to the side. You ever heard of the Harbinger?
Yeah. He kind of goes in the book and flips through a couple of times. I thought he'd been connected somehow, but it doesn't seem like it. Harbinger seems to be some sort of gatekeeper, I guess. Uses the Sons of Sand to funnel souls into the hells.
There's an actual gate where he is, through the hills.
Really?
That's where we're going.
That's our ticket in.
It's not gonna be easy.
Never is.
There's a lot happening in the world. A lot of bad things are coming.
They always are. We're capable of doing good stuff together. We were there in that siege when it started. Me, you, Pa right there in the front. We know more than most about him. And the only one that's going to help us is us.
Look back, see people standing there. You remember right now, correct?
Yeah.
These are the new keepers of Zaxria.
So reckon.
Word of y'all travels fast. I'm pretty sure I know who most of you are. Name's Zeke. Zeke Asher.
Approach at this time. Muldrak.
Connor.
Everyone like walks up and your man shakes it, like turns back away from everyone and like wipes his eyes.
We're just dwarfs. Paladins, but we're here to bring the fight to the Harbinger. So you were fighting for it all this time, you didn't even realize it. I know you're tired of being a puppet.
I was fighting for the good of the world, not just the good of myself. Zeke has a little bit of information about some powerful demons and devils.
Could be very useful to us.
He wants to go to the hells.
Any particular place?
From what I've seen, what I found out, Ferrix has been trying. I'm not sure if he succeeded, but to take over some lair. He wants to be an archdevil and control it.
And like the top dog, like
Of the plane.
Archdub.
I believe there's one associated with every plane.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
what
Which one?
level?
Yeah, about that. quite deep is where he's gotten himself to. He's worked his way up for some time. He originally started in the first layer doing errands and stuff for the dickheads that run that spot. Ended up in Minaros for a quick stint. Not exactly sure doing what. I do remember Ferrex coming to me time and time again to send me off to some dickhead necromancer by the name of Razix.
Well, we don't have to worry about him.
Well, I think his goal there was to dethrone somebody who was in the, I believe her name's Yarina.
That's 6, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
That's 7th.
That might even be 7, yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yarina, from what I've gathered, is the daughter of Erebos, who seems to be pretty high up there. But from what I gathered, Ferrex has been trying to have us do things here and there, left and right, killing people and what have you, to make her look bad. Bad enough for him to be there and present the opportunity that he could take over. Not sure if it's gotten to that point yet, but I know that over time, since I've been trying to gather information, all he's been doing is getting stronger.
so have we, but I don't know if we're that strong.
And well, you got a test ahead of you.
Do I have any idea if I could
No way.
be harmed if he's not doing anything?
You're not sure.
Okay, bad odds are not told Yarina. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know how this is gonna work. Continue to not go after those bounties. He's gonna start targeting keepers.
Might be best for me to just not be around and on my own way.
Open up the damn book.
I can't do that.
You're not gonna do this by yourself. You need us. If you need our help, you're gonna have to comply.
I've been by myself for the last 50 years. I've been doing fine.
Respectfully, sir, you're definitely not going to beat an archdevil by yourself.
No.
We probably altogether can't even beat one.
And we sure as hell ain't gonna do it. Our friends start dropping. I've seen enough people I care about die. So open up the fucking book.
Not opening the book. I ain't telling you again that I ain't opening the book. Just come with me. We don't need them. Me and you can do this. We used to do everything together.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
No, I've never seen things more clearly.
That's what crazy people always say.
I may have some sort of a death wish, but if this is the only way to death, so be it. We'll at least try the process.
Alright. I'm not going with you. I don't know what's going in your mind, but he's clearly not making you think clearly enough. You're gonna die if you go alone. And I'll be honest, I don't know if I'd be that upset.
That makes the both of us there.
We're going to this harbinger and this board over there. Do what you will with that information.
That's it.
You don't want to help yourself. You don't want to help us. That's all I got. I'm tired of it.
I just told you to come with me. We'll figure this out.
We're not going to figure it out. You expect us to go to the 7th layer of hell, 8th layer of hell? And just take down whoever's in there in our way?
I just don't see another way.
I've given you another way.
I'm not opening the book. I can't. I won't. If you're not helping me, then you're in my way. He walks over and picks up his jacket. Kind of pulls it over his shoulders.
Always so fucking stubborn.
Last chance, brother. Me or them.
I'm gonna stay with my family. My real family.
Takes the collar and kind of pushes it up to his face. Head down and starts to walk north.
See you in hell, Zeke.
Stand in silence with Solomon or Azrael for a time. While Zeke slowly fades away in the northern distance. Silence persists until you break it or walk.
You alright?
Yeah. Son of a bitch.
Does seem like a bit of a horse's ass.
So we should get his head out of his own ass.
I don't know why he wouldn't want our help.
Because he's got a pride issue. He doesn't want to open that fucking book. It's the same one I have. The same one that told me to kill Razix. He thinks he's too good to be puppeted now. That's what he's calling it.
Well,
So he just does whatever the fuck he wants.
I have a feeling if we're going to the same place, we're going to see him again.
Well,
He needs a bit of an eye opener.
It's probably gonna be a whole body opener.
I mean, Does he know about the gates? As long as he doesn't know about them, you don't have to worry about him going directly to whatever gate layer it is.
He just knows it. I don't know. I don't know what he knows. It seems like he's learned a lot. He knows this one that we're going through right now, though.
I'm gonna, while we're just chatting, I think to myself, Muldrek Jr. follow Zeke.
I don't want to do this. I don't think we should tell him this. But so far, the quickest way we know to get to that layer is we can go to the 6th layer, which is back in the Berkshire Mountains.
Right. But it would be a one-way ticket.
I don't even know if we can get in.
Right. Yeah, some of them seem to be one way.
I don't even know how they're activated. I don't know any of that magic.
And if we do activate them or something, demons might just come pouring through, or devils,
Yes.
creatures.
And then we would start a whole new
Issue.
war.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. This isn't our goal right now.
Yeah. Cool.
I'll be
I
fine.
mean, I don't think we are even strong enough to take on an archdevil of
No.
the 1st layer of hell,
Yeah.
let alone the 6th or 7th.
Probably some of the greater devils would be too much. But we can
I mean, we can't.
continue.
Yeah.
If we can stop the Harbinger, we can hopefully delay demons pouring into our world.
He said the Harbinger has been funneling souls into the hells, using the Sons of the Satan as a means of collecting.
Well, that might further slow them down if we can stop them. Less
Less
souls,
souls.
less power. I don't, maybe that's true, but we at least have to try. I assume the Sons of Sand will be waiting for us.
And that includes Siegfried.
Yeah. We'll see.
I mean,
See
whatever
what is-
happened with Mercer, they might even already know.
It's true. Even so, I think we have to continue.
Yeah. We're here already. That's what we came for.
Well, I don't know if I'm ready to do this, but I think we should keep going. I'll start walking north towards the city.
Mm-hmm. All right. At this point, you are probably only 4, maybe 5 hours outside of Nasai.
Okay.
You know that you are about this close just because of the curvature of the landscape. You're looking at a map, having your Outlander feature and everything, having a good lay of the land. You're not too far from there. How long does Muldrek Jr. last?
8 hours.
8 hours. Okay, so you got plenty of time.
If we do get
Walk.
close enough, I would like to have him fly around the border of the city.
Okay, make a perception check for him.
Scout it out and see if you can see anything out of the ordinary, legions of demons, what have you. 19?
Okay. As Muldrek Jr. is flying north, you guys are probably a good distance behind where Muldrek Jr. is at this point. And he's tailing Zeke. Kind of just reports back to you that he's walking. And then when you get to Nasai, it's pretty much just like he's still walking. Kind of gets annoying. But eventually once you get to the city, or Zeke at least gets there, he's probably a good 15, maybe 20 minutes ahead of you guys. But once he gets into the city, Muldrek Jr. he's into the city now.
Circle the outsides of the city and just patrol.
Yes.
Let me know what you see.
Everything here appears to be normal. Market is bustling. There are people everywhere.
Just keep doing that. Let me know if you see anything out of the ordinary. Attacks, possible issues.
Very well. You guys eventually approach the city. The city itself is, as reported, bustling. It is loud. There is music playing. I can't spell for my life.
The city bustling.
The market is busy. There are people shoulder to shoulder as there is normally. Nothing really has your attention, but you look around at everyone and realize that you're assuming they're all very naive to what is actually going on. People are just walking about doing their normal business. The city itself is not super rough and tumble, but there is definitely a hardened bit to it to where it's not just like a nice town you can kind of stroll through. You're constantly kind of watching yourself, your surroundings. You feel kind of on edge at all times, but you try not to draw too much attention to the, I don't want to say fear, but too much attention to the fact that you are a little aware and alert. You carry yourselves with confidence and a little bit of intimidation factor. People definitely take notice to the large group that has entered, with you guys and the 5 dwarfs.
There's no point in being quiet. They know we're coming.
You are looking around. You don't see anybody that is glaring at you other than the occasional eye from a normal, just kind of walking around citizen or somebody who lives here in the desert. Everybody's pretty heavily wrapped up with some hijab equivalent head wraps, just to kind of keep sand out of their face. You see a lot of from here up on people. Some people just have like a bandana. The wind, since you've got here, has kind of picked up a bit to where sand's kind of blowing through. People in the market are starting to close up their carts and just kind of cover stuff up and just kind of hunker down because it seems like some sort of a small sandstorm is probably blowing through here.
Okay, since my horse is still active, can I be like 50 feet behind the group or whatever?
Just on the horse,
Yeah.
50 feet behind?
Like walking behind?
Yeah.
Or strap, whatever.
Yeah.
Fly if you want. Fly.
Oh yeah.
But you guys have made it into the city to do as you wish.
Can I, as you're just walking, duck down an alley for a second?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna pull out the mirror and just kind of duck around the corner. And I'm going to pull out the scrying mirror. I'm gonna focus on Siegfried.
Okay.
He's right behind you.
Oh, fuck. Dead instantly.
You can see yourself in the reflection.
You try to use the mirror, but it remains a reflection of yourself.
I'll just put it away and keep walking. with the group.
You make an intelligence check.
Okay. 8.
Okay.
Not very intelligent.
I'm just going to say you don't think Siegfried resisted it. I think something else may have affected it.
Got it.
I'm trying to keep an
I
eye
think you
on
might have used it on
a wider field of view to see people moving in suspicious ways around the group.
Make a perception check.
I'm kind of more towards
17.
the front of the group because
You
kind of
where it's
know.
at.
Yeah, because I've left from there before.
Clutching my bag of holding.
As you guys pretty much gather up,
My
and
purse.
Azrael is behind you a couple paces, getting a wide view of the
On her
surroundings.
shoulder.
You looking around are trying to look and see if there's anybody that was that's maybe suspicious or looking a little too hard or intently, or maybe somebody you recognize. But like I said, a lot of people have their faces wrapped. There's sand that is blowing in pretty heavily to the point where you've taken your bandana and kind of covered your face. People don't really seem to be paying much attention to you now, and you can see that there is a kind of sense of urgency that has hit the city since you being here for about 5 minutes. That is the native bird too. But
someone shoot a laser
you,
gun at us.
it does sound like it. You find what appears to be, like I said, a sense of urgency amongst everybody here. They are frantically running around, closing up shop. People are closing their windows and hunkering down. And you can see over to the far east what definitely appears to be some sort of large sandstorm that is coming in your direction to where you can't really see the ends to it left or right. But people seem to be, like I said, going into shelter, running around, trying to
What are we doing?
find some sort of safety.
So,
Skip's gonna use just divine sense. Try and look for any like fiends.
It's 60 feet, right?
Yeah.
Nothing right there.
Alright.
How long does it last?
I think he just uses it. He's got like a bunch of uses of it for each long rest that he takes.
I see the storm start approaching. I'm gonna gallop up to everyone.
Yep.
What's going on? Storm's coming.
Where are we going, Connor?
going towards where they are.
Where are they? That's what I'm asking. I've never been there.
Whatever we're doing, we better do it fast.
I agree.
I don't think we should hunker down under some random buildings. It gives them
No.
more time for them to find us. Know we're here.
Hey,
Maybe we go. What the building looked like before?
What
The Harbinger's like
Oh,
building.
yeah, you
That
were
was
there.
like a church. Kind
It's like a hall, like a Viking kind of hall looking at the front.
They're hiding in some big hall.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be too hard to spot.
look around. I'm also gonna look, while I'm looking for this hall, I'm gonna look for people who are explicitly not actively looking for shelter.
Okay, make a perception check.
That's cocked.
Is it cocked?
Yes.
Alright, well, I went from cocked to a natural 20. 29. Natural 20.
Okay. Looking around, you don't see the hall.
Okay.
The town, or the city, port, whatever you want to call it, is built very clustered. There's a lot of stuff that's in your way to like see further out, and it's not very hilly. There's not a lot of terrain really. Everything's just kind of this flat, packed spot where it's close to the shore, and it kind of, if anything, goes like this way instead of like out, and you can't really, you know, it's not behind you, so you're imagining you just have to venture further north to get to where it is. Looking around at people who may be a little suspicious, you don't see anyone. Nobody seems to be out, like actively looking around, and it kind of makes you feel a little uneasy.
Yep, definitely so.
I should have a pretty good idea how to get to the hall from here, right?
Yeah, between you, Connor, and Ander, well, probably less Ander because he's just terrified, but between you and Connor, yeah, you guys can find where to get to the hall.
I'll follow
Let's kinda
you.
Take off a little bit. Like a full gallop, like a quick strut.
Yeah. Azrael kind of pulls the reins of the horse and starts to gallop a little bit in front of you. Not like a full sprint taking off, but it's like moving through. People are kind of running across the streets and getting in the way, and you're just kind of like shouting for them to move as you push your way through. The sand and wind has picked up. It's starting to get to the point where you're almost having to look down, and the sun is almost being blocked out from it coming from the east and being so tall. The winds right now are probably upwards of 20 to 30 miles an hour and don't seem like they're letting up. The sand is actually cutting through some of the material that is like hanging, like some of the cloth or whatever, is actually carving into it and getting some wear to it. There are even some people who appear to be like homeless equivalent, I guess, that are just kind of like hunkered down or have like got a crate and are just like holding it against the direction of the storm. You're watching very slowly and slowly rising coming from the east. The floor itself, like of the desert, looks like it's getting taller because of sand just pushing in this way. Is everybody following Azrael?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Full on run.
Kind of like glowing too, because of the
Yeah.
horse.
I'm going to need you to make a perception check, please.
10.
10. All right. You start to kind of gallop forward and are starting to lose where the road is. You're starting to make it to where 15 feet in front of you is nothing but this just blur of wind and sand. You start to kind of push around and wipe at your eyes and look back, and you can see everybody is kind of head down, pushing towards you. The dwarves have their shields up to their right and are pushing around. You're probably about 40 feet from what you see and about 20 feet from them, and you can see 40 feet away what looks like that kind of arch to the front part of the hall. This is after probably about 10 or so minutes of getting through the city to where the storm has had time to progress and get to where you are. And you can see the hall, and you can see people behind you. You're not sure if they can see you right now. They just seem like they're head down, hunkering, like walking towards you.
That's gonna be good.
What do I see in the front?
Connor and Muldrak, for sure. Ander is invisible right now, and you can kind of see Skip every now and then with his reflection of metal.
And I just start yelling to him. Moldrak! Connor!
He's over here, Connor.
We're almost there!
Can I hear him?
Yeah.
All right. I send a message back to him.
Heading towards the
So we're following you.
Try to have the horse slow down just to like a walk.
Okay.
Try to catch up to him.
Once you get a little closer and you're kind of shuddering the sand that's pelting you from your right side from the east, you can see a bit of a glow from the horse's tail and kind of mane. As you're approaching, you can see Azrael has slowed down and has now got to a point where he gets off of the horse and is at the doors. And you're just kind of sitting there with the horse on your right side, just kind of hunkered down, looking back, kind of like waving or whatever it is you want to do, yelling again to let them know that you're at the door. But you can see Muldrak and Connor.
How's the door in relation to the wave of sand coming in?
So the building is like set up kind of at an angle, and it's blocking a little bit of it to where you can kind of get in and shutter it, but it's so intense that it's
Do
now
I
at this
see
point
the
doesn't
rest
seem
of the
like
group
it's just...
behind us?
Yeah, nobody seems like they got lost or
Okay,
anything.
thank God.
Yeah.
I have my revolver out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a blood right or a cold right on it.
Ready to do this?
Connor's actually gonna pull out his staff and focus energy into it.
Okay.
Should be on the other side of this door. I mean, bad shit. Probably.
Somebody kick it open.
I guess, sure.
With ease, the door doesn't like fly off the hinge, but it bursts open on both sides. Sand is like pooling into the hall itself. You guys make your way in and are now inside of the hall. Coming in last is Zarvrax and Green, who take and kind of close the doors from the wind that's slamming against the sand.
I'll leave it now.
Entering the hall.
I'm gonna activate my demon sight when I can get in.
Okay. You go from pushing the doors and getting inside. The hall itself is dimly lit. Do this
So relaxing, spooky music. Spooky as hell.
Let's see if I can do this.
Oh, hang on.
Might be
Might
too,
be too.
might
I'll
be
let
too
you-
spooky.
I'll let you know how it is on my phone, because Norm said the blue was actually okay. Oh, it is really dark.
Okay.
It's up to
You can
you.
make out where we are.
You can-
see us.
On here, it didn't look too bad with the red. It might have changed by now. But
Blue seems weird.
Doesn't.
I think the red was a little brighter.
We're gonna figure
Yeah,
this out. I'm
honestly.
gonna get something where it's like just
the
creepy.
red wasn't actually bad.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Actually, not that bad.
Yeah.
Well, right, maybe like
Oh,
orange.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, I think blue actually, or red actually does work better. I'm just gonna
Okay.
take
I'll leave my hat.
I'll take my hat off so you can see me.
Good thing I'm wearing a bright shirt.
Add more light to the room. My hat off.
We should have wore bright shirts because you guys look fine.
All right. So,
Ankle my beard away too. You see my neck?
entering the hall, it is nearly silent. You look about to try to make anything out or see somebody immediately, and you do. Nobody seems to be hiding, trying to ambush you in any sort of way. You can see standing above, there are about a dozen or so individuals, all human, dressed in light-colored, kind of sand clothing. They have a variety of weapons, tattoos of eyes with X's on them. Looking in the above balcony, there's this kind of bit of darkness in the middle part. So kind of this balcony wraps around at the top, and in the middle part, it's almost like there's a space of darkness. Stepping from that darkness, you can see salt and pepper goatee, hair slicked back, eye patch, and a light-colored tactical vest outfitted with hand axes, crossbow on back, swords at side, a bandolier of daggers, and covered with the same tattoos of X's over eyes from his collarbone all the way down his arms. Siegfried stands before you and your stomach drops. His face is stoic. He pulls a bandana up over his mouth. He looks down at you with a gaze of cold-blooded assassin, as if the man who trained you is no longer there. Frozen where you are, not in fear, but just anticipation, looking around at the people above. All of them seem to have their hands behind their back in some sort of militant pose, just looking down, all of them with bandanas up covering their faces as well. Your heart thuds rapidly in your chest. You get ready almost to quickly draw
Yeah,
an
revolver
attack.
out. Like,
You are in this kind of almost circle formation to anticipate whoever is to come down, ready to attack. You hear Siegfried shout out, "Enash Savanore!" From the sides, they begin jumping over the railing, falling down to the area below. As they begin to fall, 3 of them pull from their side a small hand crossbow and start shooting down. You can hear the shots firing from it. Once they land, they flourish their blades and begin jumping off tables and pillars, attacking all at once in unison with an unspoken synergy. Siegfried stands above, looking on the combat that is about to begin. Blades begin to clash against metal, armor. You guys ready yourselves and retaliate and fight back. Looking beyond them, there's a brief moment where all of you kind of anticipate the attacks, get ready for it, and then look past to see the hall, kind of doors that lead into where both Connor, Ander, and Ezrael once were before, where the Harbinger awaits you beyond whatever you have just encountered. And that is where we will pick it up next week.
It's the true test, guys.
Thank you for tuning in and watching. We are going to pick it up there next week, and hopefully everybody makes it out alive.
I don't know.
We'll see you next week. Watch the YouTube podcast. VODs are on there.
Follow all the stuff.
Don't miss it next week.